Hello, everyone, and welcome to Unicorn Nights. We are about to play live D&D, so let's talk a little bit about what that is going to look like. My name is James Dean. I'm going to be your DM for the evening, and so today we're going to have a variety of performers that you may have seen before playing Dungeons and Dragons through a 5e 5th edition system. So if you are unfamiliar with D&D, don't worry. We're going to have lots of opportunities. This is open for new and experienced fans of the genre. So, couple of things. If you are used to attending things like drag shows and tipping, for example, there is an option for doing that. So we're going to get into the show in a minute and introduce you to our players, to our party. And if you like what you see and would like to interfere or create chaos in the game, you can send $5 tips for game-changing tokens. They can be sent to this email address, which we will pop up a couple times over the course of the game. For each $5 tip, you will receive 3 opportunities to use the following effects. So including adding a +2 on a roll of one of the characters. You can introduce a wild magic roll into the game instantaneously. We'll be doing this through the chat, or a re-roll. So if you are enjoying the game and would like to give your favorite players a hand, this is how you can do it. We will use the chat to help you create chaos or support your favorite players as we go. Tips are split evenly between all performers as we move. So we will also be posting tips about how the game is played to bring everybody up on board as we go. But for now, let's get into the fun part. Let's get into the storytelling part of the game. So welcome everyone to Emberborn. Emberborn is a walled city built deep within the mountains of the misty cedar forest. The city is centered around the Nova Gem and Echo depth mines. It's nestled deep in the Valley of Surprises. Due to the shadow of Thrammelkur's throat and the heavy forest growth, the town practically never sees any direct sunlight. Early settlers created hundreds of magical lanterns that continuously cast dancing lights, giving the town streets an enchanting look at all hours. There's a small river that winds its way through the center of the city and helps give its residents access to clean water and transport resources to the sea. The river adds a lovely view as it reflects the magic lights in the stone streets and windowsills of the towers and spires that center the main market. Although the cloaker attacks of recent weeks have led the normally festive streets to have grown eerie, and the ominous fingers of full darkness begin to cloak the mountainside as we are introduced to our team. So now that the sun has set and the night is cool, there's a crispness in the air of fall apples and last breaths of yellow leaves whispering on cold winds coming off the mountainside. The lights in the Pink Mouse Tavern, however, are bright as always. There are tankards swinging that can be clearly seen through the thick windows. The Pink Mouse is operated by a halfling named Turnip Bullwater. It serves 3 meals a day, and for a silver you can rent a bunk for the night if you absolutely must. The tavern is open to all, but has a special discount and sense of connection for those humanoids who might be of mixed backgrounds. The music pours out of the swinging double doors into the street, inviting the work-weary and the easily distracted in for a story and a song. And we pick up watching 2 half-elven bards take it away on the front stage of the Pink Mouse. And let me bring you to Maryl. Here we are. Hi, Maryl. How are you doing? Oh, I think you're muted. That's fine. That's okay.
Technical difficulties,
right? That is how we go. So, how is your evening going, Maryl? What is happening at the Pink Mouse tonight?
It's been very broy tonight. We've kicked a couple people out. They've had a little fight. But other than that, I've just been singing my little tail off, enjoying and tantalizing everyone in here.
Okay. There's a tall orc bartender named Tank that often manages the bar, especially on the more raucous nights. And he's having a pretty good time tonight as well. He's been sort of throwing gold coins into your hat as you've been moving through. Why don't you give me a D20 performance check, and let's see how your last performance of the evening is going to go.
Okay. It's not the only thing he's throwing into my hat.
Agreed.
Oh, nat 20.
Okay. Fantastic. So take it away. What kind of show do you bring to the audience tonight?
Today is a Katy Perry tribute night. So we've been singing Katy Perry. Oh my God, I want to say Lady Gaga. Angelina Starchild must be around, but she did. So we've been singing Katy Perry all night. There have been Orlando Bloom fans in the audience. He's a half elf now. And it's just gonna be full of like pop music, and we're gonna be drinking bubbles, and it's gonna be fun.
Okay, perfect. So Tank tips you again and leans over the bar. It's getting kind of to the end of the night. Most of the revelers have sort of wandered their way eventually home, and he knows that you've taken the city up on this opportunity to go down into the mine in the morning. And he's been maybe more than a little bit concerned about it. And he sort of leans his very large and attractive, bulky, tusked face over the front of the bar, and he says, "Maryl, are you sure? I have to say, I mean, I do care." And he puts his large orc hand on top of yours and says, I'm worried that something might happen to you.
Oh, you know me. Tank. I can take a tank, so we'll be fine. We're going to have all the fun down there, and I'm going to come back just fine as daisies. Don't you worry, honey.
Give me a persuasion check.
14.
Okay, he's not 100% convinced, but he has enough confidence in your magic in general that he's like, okay, well, be careful, and I hope you get home safe tonight. Let me know if you'd like a walk home.
Yeah, just give me a little kiss for luck, Tank.
Nice, perfect. He absolutely does that. All right. So the night passes relatively quietly. There are no attacks tonight. And so in the morning, as the sun begins to rise over parts of the mountain, we come to the temple at Hopper's Mount. The temple at Hopper's Mount accepts all travelers that would contribute to the work of the temple for their room and board. It is the largest center of healing in Emberborn, particularly on its secondary level, as most of the services of the temple are split between two plateaus centered back into the mountain. It is a temple of the Drunken Master, not uncommon, particularly in a city that hosts a number of breweries, but it is where we first run into Hogan. So Hogan, welcome. It's very early in the morning, but maybe not for a monk. What are you doing this morning?
Well, Hogan got up early. He needed to tend to some of the new brews that he's been trying. So he's been working mostly on some of the upper levels, just trying to really perfect his craft and make sure that everything is running smoothly before he heads down and starts to interact with the rest of the monastery.
That's great. That's awesome. And so while you're working away, and this feels like something you would do most mornings, sort of in like a meditative way, and you hear what a strange sound for the temple. There's the sound of a distant noise that is crying. It sounds like an adult woman crying somewhere in the temple. And because of the way that it's built with these large open spaces, the sound is sort of funneling its way up towards where you are.
Hogan is very interested and apprehensive when he hears that and heads towards the sound.
All right. So you end up wandering through the largest sort of main hallway, moving towards this sound, and you end up in the main sanctuary, which is the closest to the front doors. There's a large main entrance, a huge sanctuary, and you're kind of coming in back from where the acolytes and monks would spend their time. And sitting on a bench near the front of one of the altars in this large space is your master, is Haas. Haas Blissleaf, who has been the manager of this section of the temple for a very long time, has spent quite a bit of time, particularly in Emberborn, and has been really quite good to you, was more than happy when you arrived to take you in and show you the ropes and give you space. And he has his sort of large orcish arm around a small half-elven woman who's dressed in really quite impressive finery. You're new to town, but even you recognize counselors' robes when you see them. This is one of the city's counselors, and she is crying quite heavily into his shoulder while they speak.
Hogan's going to approach Master Haas and just ask him, what's happening. Is there anything that I can do to help?
And he's going to comfort the woman for a second, and you hear him say very quietly to her, Ashrin, I'll be right back. And she nods in acceptance. It seems like they've been talking for a while, and he says, come with me for a minute. He takes you off to a secondary part of the temple, and he says, thank you for the offer. Counselor Interest has lost her granddaughter in the cloaker attacks a few days ago, and there has been no sign of the mining party that went in for the initial sweep, and she is having a difficult day, unfortunately. So I'm sorry I won't be able to walk you off to the mine entrance this morning. I will have to spend some time here, but is there anything that you need from me before you leave this morning? Of course, you take the blessings of the temple with you.
Thank you. You honor me, Master. I need nothing but what I have on me. I'll take a few casks with me just to prepare for the day, and I'll head to the mine as soon as I can. Do we know, what does this person look like?
And he says, yes. And he says, Counselor Interest's granddaughter is 13, half elf, blonde hair, last seen in a blue night dress.
Thank you.
Yes. And he recommends, he says, make sure that you have a light source. I find underground, particularly near here, that will make all the difference. And it may not be something the miners currently have access to.
I don't think it'll be a problem. Hogan just nods.
Great. Perfect. Okay. And so he leaves you to your preparations for the morning and moves back over to comfort this woman. And she's the crying has slowed, but clearly she is quite concerned. And more than ever, your willingness to volunteer for this mission seems to steady you. All right. So now we move down into a different section of town. We move down into the Tavern and Market District, where we move our way through the large oaken double doors of one of the largest taverns on the square, Brews Brothers Tavern and Distillery, run by the famous Tact and Jack brothers, Halstrom brothers. They are famous for shipping ale absolutely all over the continent. They're gregarious. They throw phenomenal parties. And this morning, both of them are, one of them is wearing a full visored helmet, and the other one is carrying a large bucket while they attempt to clean up in sort of a half-drunken state from the night before. And their dwarven sister, Gwennifer, comes wandering down the stairs to the midst of this not exactly efficient cleaning spree. And welcome to the game, Gwennifer. How are you doing today?
Well, I woke up this morning and I just get offering some of my prayers to Baranor, my deity. I found out about him a couple of years ago, and I realized that I had been just such a bad girl, and I needed to be better, and I needed to fix my life. So I feel like I'm refreshed, I'm ready for the day, and I hope that Baranor will bless my journey.
Fantastic. And so you're coming down the stairs and you see Tact on one side. He's wearing a full visored iron helmet, which isn't actually helping with the banging around that he's doing with all of the pots and pans, which seems to be irritating him. There's sort of this effect of like, bang, crash, oh God, bang, crash. Oh, and this is the music of the morning. And Jack is standing on the other side with a bucket, mopping up what seems to be water that was water at one point with soap in it and is now mostly beer and is maybe a color that is not doing the job. What would you like to do?
Well, I mean, Gwennifer is a good sister, and so she's gonna say, "Hey, is there anything that I can do to help? Maybe you want me to help clean up something?"
Yes. And Jack just completely stops with the mop bucket and says, "Oh God, thank you. I thought you were never going to ask." He hands you the mop and he starts up the stairs. He has given up for the day.
Oh, okay. Well, bye.
And he waves and says, "Thank you, appreciate it. Always appreciate you." And he's through the
You know,
door.
I have other things to do today. Okay. Well, I love you too.
And you hear sort of a thwunk followed by the squishing of springs as he has obviously hit some form of bed and is completely out. And Tact stands up from where he's been banging around and says, "Do you want to take my chores too?"
Listen, if I do one set of chores, I feel like I can do them well. But if I do both of the sets of chores, I feel like I might just have to do both of them, and I don't want to do that to your bar, right?
And he's looking through kind of the slits in the iron helmet at you as if he is not comprehending a word that you're saying. He says,
Mm-hmm.
"Are you still leaving today?"
Well, I mean, yeah, listen, staying at a bar, it's just not great for my recovery and for my journey. And I feel like if I'm around here, I'm probably going to be tempted to get into debauchery. And I just can't do that right now, and Baranor wouldn't want me to, so I feel like I should probably just do like a little mopping and then like be done. I should get out of here after that.
He breaks into like raucous laughter, just in this completely like in an entirely disregarding way. He just like laughs and laughs, and then he holds his head for a couple of seconds, and then he laughs and he holds his head for a couple more seconds, and then he sort of like he loses the battle with himself and stops laughing, but mostly because it hurts him.
Listen, my journey is serious, and the fact that you are treating it like this makes me feel like you're not being a supportive brother, and you're not going to be part of my support system if you can't be a supportive brother, so maybe I should just leave right now and not do any of the mopping.
And so give me a persuasion check.
Oh, that would be an 18.
Okay, all right. He looks at you for a second, and you can see one of the gears in his head starts firing. It just click, 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 click. And he's like, okay. And you can see him softening a little bit. He says, "Look," and he pats his vest, and then the vest under his vest, and then the shirt under his vest down a couple of times. And out of one pocket, in God knows where, in all of this mess, he hands you a small stone, a small flat stone with a rune on one side. He says, "Listen, wherever your journey takes you, if you need help, you can use this. This will get a hold of me."
So I assume this is a speaking stone?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And so he would have another stone that I could speak through. It's like basically a cell phone, but one like, or more like a walkie-talkie.
Yeah, it's like a magic walkie-talkie for sure. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, okay.
So I take it and I just put it like immediately into my cleavage, and I say, "Thank you, thank you, Tact. I really appreciate that, and I'm really happy to help because I want to help people, and I want people to be blessed by me." So Gwennifer starts mopping, and she is actually trying to do a good job, but definitely sneaking peeks at the bar and at the stuff behind the bar, and there's definitely some wistfulness going on there of missing her good old days.
Give me a Constitution check.
Oh no, okay. Pretty good. So this is a deck, not a save, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so then it is a 17.
Yeah. So you feel the pull, but you're not tempted. There's no holding on to it for later. You're gonna do this thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna be a good girl. I am gonna be a good girl.
Yes, I believe you. I'm gonna try not to laugh every single time. That's great. Perfect. So we will leave you in doing your brother's chores, which is going to make you a little bit tight on time, but here you are, and we will meet up with you at the top of the mine. Right. So now we're going to take ourselves over to another section of the market square. This is one of the shops that tends to open the earliest in the market square in general, but that's simply because Hans has always been an early riser, not uncommon for Owlins, of course. But this morning, someone had beat Hans to the shop. It is very uncommon for this particular Owlin to have people lined up before he opens at the crack of dawn, but our next player was a keener. So welcome, Neslia. Welcome to the world.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm very good.
So you arrived early at this shop, Cryptids and Curiosities, because you are a curious person, and you have and this large, older owlin, large like snowy owlin, with a monocle on either side of his beak, because monocles were never really made properly for owlins. So this is an efficient way of doing it. Has leaned over with a large iron key and looks over at you in that strange, disconcerting way that owls do, and says, "Are you here for me?"
Yes, I am. I don't have to sleep, so I stayed here all night. I waited for you.
He unlocks the door and says, "Well, it's nice to have a fan, of course. Come in." And he opens the door and sort of shuffles you. And it's dark in the shop as you come in, and so he's sort of moving behind you, and you can see him sort of casting feathers at different collections of candles around the shop, and they sort of foop, foop, and turn on, and it starts to warm up a little bit, and the light comes on in the space.
Oh, perfect. This is lovely. Oh my gosh, I love this shop. I'm going to go and I'm going to look at this, and then I have a few questions for you, and then I want to do that. And then I see there's a few items behind the counter that I really want to see. So I'm going to do that too. And she just kind of is a ball of energy kind of flitting around the store and around Hans, and just kind of, she's also like, she has no concept of personal space, so she's also like looking at him, like she wants to like take off his monocles, so she kind of like goes to touch them, but then she's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. So, and that's just kind of her ball of energy, because she doesn't need to sleep, so she is just all ready to go at all times.
He brings his wings up from sort of opening the door up and over himself, and sort of creates like an artificial barrier between the two of you with his wings for a second. He says, "My dear, I am happy to answer any of your questions." And then he moves himself very quickly behind the desk and says, "Please let me know if there's anything specific you would like to look at. I am just going to get a few things sorted out here." And he's paying attention to you, but he's clearly like organizing the coin drawer and a couple of other things.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay, you can do that, and I can ask you my questions. Okay, so one, I know your wings and your feathers don't make any sound. Why is that? Can you tell me? Are you nocturnal or are you diurnal? Because you're here in the morning, but did you sleep all night, or what happened there? I know that your distant relatives are from the Feywild. Did you know that giant owls could be ridden? Have you ever been ridden? Would you like to be ridden? And she just goes on and on and on and on about that, and then she starts going throughout the store. And is there any like thing of note in the store that she can kind of would tickle her fancy, so to speak?
So there is a display on Cloakers that looks like it's relatively new, that has been opened up somewhat recently, and it sort of looks like it's been put together rather hastily, as if there had been some inquests. And then there's also a display here on Umber Hulks, which seems quite interesting and specific, of course, to mining areas and some other pieces. And then there's a variety of vials of various potions and other small ailments. So most of these are alchemical things that can be created from the body parts of a variety of different cryptids or animals, and then some diagrams and some scientific pieces. So sort of half natural history museum, half what the fuck is that?
Perfect. So she goes to the vials, and she's just like grabbing them off the shelves and shaking them and like looking at them in the light and everything, and probably just driving him absolutely crazy. And just also rattling off questions like, "What? Oh, what's this? What could this be good for?" And she has a book on her belt, and she kind of pulls it up and writes some notes and then puts it back as she's getting her answers from Hans. So just probably just annoying the crap out of him.
And he keeps doing this thing where he has stayed stationary in the place he needs to be, and his head is just following her around the room whenever she asks a question. And it's like, it becomes comfortable after a minute, but the first time it turns all the way around and he answers your question, and then he turns back. It's a little disconcerting. But he seems to be, and he has the answers to your questions. He seems as engaged in the material as you do. Obviously, he cares about the shop. And at one point he asks, he says, "My dear, may I ask, what brought you to Emberborn? Are you originally from here? Are you going to the academy? What brings you to here?"
Well, that's actually a funny story. I'm not sure where I am, actually. So I was with these people that were my friends, I think. I mean, one was really grumpy, but I don't think he liked me very much, but I still think he was my friend. He tolerated me. Anyway, we were in this temple, and I grabbed this rock, and the rock popped me here, and I have no idea why. Isn't that great? So now I'm trying to learn everything, and I heard there's a temple, and there's miners, and apparently the gossip around town is that there's ghosts in the mine, and who wouldn't want to ask questions of ghosts? That's so exciting. So I want to go, and I want to see these ghosts. I want to ask some questions, and then I want to see this temple because there might be books in there, and oh my gosh, books. I'd be so excited. I'm going to learn so much.
Okay. And about halfway through that collection of information, he pulls out a thin black book and hands it to you, and he says, "Well, as a visitor to our fair city, I feel like this is a good place to start." And it is the collected works of the meeting minutes of the town council of Emberborn for the last 100 years.
Oh my god! I like grab it, like clutch it to my chest. I am just thrilled. This is like the best day. But for Neslia, pretty much every day is the best day. So
Right.
yeah, she's just very happy. Oh my gosh, Hans, that is so awesome. And then she starts just rattling off, like flipping through pages and being like, what does this mean? Oh, who is this person? Where do they fit in the
Okay, perfect. And he said, well, let's put it this way. My understanding, are you here for do you know that there is a quest to the mines that is leaving this morning? Do you want to learn more about the town? And certainly if you'd like to investigate those rumors, my understanding is it's an open purse. You just need to meet them down by the mines by 10 a.m., which it looks like you do have some time. If you're curious and you're new to town, I would recommend it.
Yes. As soon as I'm done here, I will leave right there and get there right away because that is very exciting. Oh my goodness, there's going to be so much going on. I'm very excited.
Excellent. So because you're so excited, he gives you 2 pieces of information. He says these might be very important. And he tells you that cloakers can create illusionary duplicates of themselves, particularly in the dark. And he suspects that might have been why they've been so hard to see when they've been kidnapping folks in the city. And then he also tells you that Umber Hulks, their greatest power is actually their disorienting gaze, and there have been reports of miners coming up from the tunnels with a variety of different levels of disorientation. And so he says, be careful to look into the eyes of anything you find down there.
Oh, I will. That's very good. Thank you very much. I have it in my book, and I am going to be very prepared for this, I am sure.
Yeah, excellent. Wonderful. And he sort of settles. He's also managed to get some tea into him during this time. He offers you some. And you continue sort of a conversation really right up until about 2 minutes before you have to be at the mine, is my guess. Yes?
Yeah.
Perfect.
As much as I can get up until the very last minute.
Well, Hans seems up for it. Absolutely. Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. This way, persuasion. That is a 13.
Okay, so he's a kind soul, but also like you have your interest is so specific, and you clearly have knowledge, and so that's enough to keep him sort of every like 4th or 5th question you ask, he thinks, well, let's find out, and so that works quite well. All right, and so that brings us to the morning is starting to get hot. Where it's about now, normal shops are starting to open. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning, and this leads us to a tiefling traveler who has been hanging around for the last couple of minutes, looking like they just got into town, outside of a shop called Floral and Hardy's General Store. Welcome to the game, Penny. How's it going?
Hello. What a swell morning it is today.
Perfect. So you wander into this. This is a general store. There's a little bit of everything. It's operated by a married couple. They're both retired adventurers named Bigby Floral and Minnie Hardy. So Bigby and Minnie, Floral and Hardy. They're a human and dragonborn couple, respectively. Floral manages the apothecary side, prepping potions and vials of antitoxin for travelers and miners. And Hardy manages the general goods, specializing in things like mining gear and light weapons. So they're at either side of the shop. Bigby is the dragonborn and Minnie is the human. And what would you like to do?
All right. So I walk into the shop and I take a gander around and I look and I see that potions can be made and I can grab something warm. This weather right now is not too great for Penny. So I go over to Minnie, who is making potions, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And I walk over and I ask for a couple of health potions. I do a little chit chat, ask how her day's going, get my flirt on a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And Minnie is pretty quick-witted and is absolutely thrilled. She says she's got 2 lesser healing potions available, but her supply is a little bit down because the mine has had such high demand recently. And then she says that she does have 1 lantern of revealing left, if that's something you were also looking for.
Ooh, well, that definitely sounds interesting. I like to always, have one on me. You never know what will come about in my day, so I might need it. Why don't we also add that onto the bill today?
Okay, cool. So that'll all end up being 25 gold pieces collectively. That'll give you 2 minor healing potions and a lantern of revealing. This is a magical item that will show you invisible creatures within a 30-foot range in addition to casting light.
Excellent. Well, that's amazing. I did also want to look at some clothing and whatnot. So would you mind like just leaving this here on the counter for me while I go over there and check it all out?
Absolutely, no problem at all. You're the only one in the shop.
Perfect. Excellent. So I walk over and I start getting my flirt on with the other teller over here. Forget his name. And I just ask for like maybe a cloak or something to put underneath my chainmail and studded leather. You know, it's always kind of cold and it's getting a little nipply outside.
Yeah, absolutely no problem. There are a large number of cloaks that are lined with goat fleece on the inside, and it works incredibly well, particularly in these climates. He recommends that you get one of the ones that have been waxed because it's going to be wet in the mine.
Ooh, perfect. Well, that sounds great. As I'm making this deal, could I possibly use my mage hand to steal what's on the counter behind me?
You're going to have to give me a dex check. So you'd have to cast it, and then you'd have to give me a dex check. Or no, sorry. It'd be a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand?
Yeah, sleight of hand.
All right. So that's going to be, a 25.
Okay, yes, that will work. What do you steal?
So I'm going to steal like the potions and the lantern and tuck it into the bag that's on me.
Oh, okay, you can take one of those things, but not both.
Ooh, then I'm going to steal the lantern. I feel like that will be of most use to me. And then I'll go back and check out with her later.
Okay, sure, no problem. Yeah, so you managed to slip it into the bag. That's fine. Neither of them see it. Is there anything else you want to look at or anything you want to talk to them about while you're in here?
No, I want to grab like my little cloak and let's grab a couple of potions. Is there anything else that I particularly see that catches my eye?
There's some pretty sturdy looking underground torches, but you've seen the lantern. So there's a bunch of there's a lot of logistical things here. So like mining equipment and light sources and ropes, things like that. There are a variety of different kinds of ropes.
Okay. I mean, I only have a 30-foot rope in my pack, so you never know. You could always use a couple of more ropes or maybe like a pickaxe. Maybe I'll just like grab like the nitty gritty tools that I need and then I'll check with my J. But I'm going to try and run and steal all of this shit out of the store because, that's what thieves do.
Okay, so give me a... Okay, so you want to get all this stuff together, and
I was going to say, do you want me to like try and talk my way out of it, do a persuasion check, and then do a sleight of hand check out of the store?
Let's do this. Do a sleight of hand check to see if you can get the rope in particular in your bag. The potions you won't be able to reach. You're going to have to pay for those unless you have another method. Give me a sleight of hand check for the rope, and then they're going to respond. Yeah.
Okay. So that's going to be an 18.
Okay, so you get the rope into your bag.
Sorry, I forgot.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you get the rope into your bag, and as soon as it clears the edge of your bag, there's a magical circle of purple fire that erupts on the floor all the way around you. And Minnie turns around from the counter and says, "Do you really think we both survived that long without having a few tricks up our sleeves?"
Oh, so you see what I'm trying to do here.
And she says, "You're not the only rogue in the house." And she says, "Listen,
so
you've got some..." Yeah, she says, "Listen, you've got some skills." And she magics across the room this small gold, it looks like a coin. She flips it across the room, and you manage to catch it. And it has a symbol on the front that you've seen in your travels. And it's a symbol for the Thieves Guild. And she says, "You can pay for those goods. But if you ever need something or you're short on cash, you can talk to the coin and we'll find you."
So Penny laughs like to herself and she's looking at this coin and she's like, "These fucking bitches." So I turn to them and I'm like, "Okay, point taken. I will pay for my items now and be on my way.
Yeah, says talent appreciates talent, but gold is the end of the day what matters. And so you pay and have a chance to leave. And Minnie shakes your hand on the way out. She is not afraid of you and impressed at some level.
And I shake her hand back and I say, I like a ballsy bitch. And I turn around and walk away.
Perfect. And as you're turning to walk away, you see Bigby, the dragonborn, in the back, and he's just kind of looking at his wife like, "Yep, she's mine." All right. Perfect. So now we're gonna head to the Terra Nova Mine. So let's bring everybody together now. Come on in, everyone. Welcome, welcome. All right. So you all head over. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning now. You all head over to the opening of the Terra Nova Mine. And there you see two people standing at the entrance of the mine. The first one is a very sturdy, older dwarf man. He's maybe in his mid-60s, and you recognize him as Umber Terra, who's the current patriarch of the Terra Nova mining family and ergo company.
At only
then,
60, wow, it's young for a dwarf.
Yeah, he has just inherited the company, and he looks as if he spent most of his time being a battle dwarf. He's quite solid, and he does not look comfortable being an administrator. But the robes are what they are, so here we are. And next to him is a 7-foot-tall, gray-skinned, heavily tattooed, bald woman carrying an enormous longsword, wearing the robes of the Academy, of the Crescent Moon Academy in this area. And this is Numes Joyner. She is currently the leader of the Stonemasons Guild and is the person that has commissioned this quest. She brings you all to the front of the mine, and she says, "Hello. I assume that you are the ones who are interested in taking us up on this writ, correct?"
Yes. I'm ready. A little hungover, but I'm ready.
Yes.
She says, "Excellent. Well, here's some information that you will need as you go in. So, there is a network of magical lanterns in the mine, but they're maintained by an internal flame stone that's in the gem appraiser's office. Now, this appears to have been jammed. So right now the mine is dark. It can be reactivated if you can reach the gem appraiser's office and reactivate it." She says, "Only about half of the mining team that they had sent in the week before, who discovered the underground temple roof, returned to the surface. Of the 16 of them, 8 of them are presumed dead or still in the mine or potentially in the temple below." And she says, "The cloakers that have been a problem for the last number of weeks and led to the kidnapping of the councilwoman's granddaughter are a new problem, but she tells you to be careful and watch for giant rats. But there shouldn't be cloakers in the main section of the mine. Their concern is that they're coming from the temple." And then she tells you that there are 2 watchtowers that are connected to the appraiser's office with embedded stones of far speech. So the towers in the appraiser's office can be communicated to. You will need to reach the appraiser's office to check the towers. The towers are the last section of the mine on your way to the temple entrance. All right. And then she's going to give you a map. Welcome to the map. So this is the most accurate mine map that the Terra Nova Mining Company currently has. They've identified all of the lines and bits and pieces. You are going to enter, I'll pull this down for a sec, there we go. You are going to enter the mine starting here at the main entrance where you see the compass on this map, and then we are going to work through gradually. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a very short 5-minute break. We're going to give people a chance, now that you've met our party of adventurers, to throw some tips in the tip line. We'll give everybody a chance to have a bathroom break, grab some more coffee, and then we are headed into the dark, my friends. So we will see you in 5 minutes.
James.
Oh, wait. All right. Let's bring everybody back. And let's get into the mine. Or I'll bring people back as they get back. We'll make that work. All right. Thanks, everybody who's hanging out with us on the other end. Feel free to share the link if you would like to. You're welcome to. And we're going to get this running. All right. We have a Maryl has made it to the front of the mine.
I had to get a pillow for my butt.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, makes sense. All right. So you're going to be moving into the mine collectively as a group. So important things about the mine. The mine is dark. There is no light in the mine right now. So who would like to go first? What order are you entering the mine in? And does anybody have a light source? Let's start there.
Well, I mean, I have a lantern ready and handy because I knew what the fuck we were doing. So I walked in bold as fuck with my dick out. And I'm just walking into the mine full force.
I rush in right after. I have dark vision, so I don't really carry light or need light. So I just kind of rush in, and Neslia has no sense of self-preservation. She is just gung-ho.
Okay, perfect.
Hogan sees this display of fortitude and follows along as quickly as he can right behind with his tiny legs.
All right. Gwennifer, I think, is the last, it sounds like.
Maryl, where do you want to be?
I'm still a little hungover. I'm waking up a bit still, so I'm
Okay.
just sauntering in the back. They all have light. I don't care. I'm just getting ready to go.
So Gwennifer's gonna say, "Hi, I'm Gwennifer. It's so good to meet you. What's your name?"
Hey, I am Meryl Streepthroat. There's some liquor in my bagpipes. Want some?
Oh, actually, that's not gonna be conducive to me becoming a better person. And I really think that, like, if you wanted me to, I could totally tell you about Baranor. Baranor's actually been
Okay,
such a
I've had too
positive
much to drink.
influence on
I'm gonna
my
go
life.
in with the fun people. Bye.
What?
And then Ivana, Jesus Christ. Meryl just runs into the mine.
And then Gwennifer is gonna be like, "Okay, well, I'll still try to help everybody because that's what I'm trying to do." And then she follows last.
Okay, perfect. That's great.
Hogan hears this interaction and takes a sip from the horn at his side that's full of mead.
I see.
Brought it.
I see.
Trusty mead horn. Perfect. So you all move down. The entrance leads down a long dirt ramp that descends into the darkness for about 100 feet. The plateau that you end on is wide, running about 50 feet up front by 100 feet long, and there's a steep drop off into the darkness at the edge of that 50 feet. On the left side of the plateau, there looks like a giant wooden and iron winch system that is sitting there unloaded, hooks dangling down into the plateau below. On the west wall, there are large ore bins that sit in a row before a smaller cave entrance that seems to lead underneath the entrance ramp that you just exited onto. The air here is humid and still. It tastes a little bit like copper, dirt, and rot. Can everybody...
Yeah.
So, I'm going to give you opportunity to do some investigation from here if you would like to.
Sure.
Okay, so can somebody tell me again what we're looking for?
Yeah.
It's a temple. It's a temple. It's a temple. It's so exciting. It's a temple. We're going to go and find a temple, and we're going to find ghosts, and then we're going to do this, that, and we're going to ask questions, and then it's going to just be amazing.
Okay, cool. So
We're not
looking
here for the temple.
Yes, we are. I'm here for the temple.
I feel like that's not what they talked about. Like, there was something jammed somewhere. I heard that part.
Okay,
I feel
Brady
like-
Bunch. Let's just have fun. That's what we're here to do. We're here to have fun. Save someone if we can save someone. Find a temple and learn about it if we can find it.
Oh, I don't care about anybody. I just want the temple.
Okay, well, that's gonna be tough. So, in case I didn't say
We're not
already,
gonna fuck
hi,
shit
I'm
up?
Gwennifer. Can we just go around and say our names because I don't know you guys, and if I need to call out your name, I want to know what it is. So.
Gwennifer, did you bring Girl Guide cookies with you?
No, I didn't, Maryl.
Okay, just wanted to check. And it's still no on the bagpipe, yeah?
You know, I have a limited
I'll
number
take
of
some of
healing
that.
spells that I can cast in a day. I would love it if I could cast it on you, but maybe we can just like cool it for a second with the insults. I'm just trying to help you.
Okay. So while this
Getting a little
conversation,
hot.
while this conversation is happening, the earth under your feet starts to tremble violently. I need everyone to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
12.
11.
Natty 1.
Oh,
Hogan was Hogan 11. Is that right?
Hogan was 11. Yeah.
9.
9.
16.
16. All right. So
Penny
Penny
for 19.
Penny for 19. Okay. So I got Penny 19, Neslia 6 or 9?
16.
16. That's what. There we go. Hogan 11, Maryl 12, and Gwennifer 1. Is that correct?
Well, I have a +5, but I don't think that matters.
It's fine. So Hogan and Maryl and Gwennifer, you're all going to be knocked prone. You're going to end up on your butts. You're not going to take any damage, but the shaking of the earth is going to knock you prone. And then there's going to be out the center of the main tunnel. So you can sort of see where the darkness descends into the first main tunnel into the mine that's heading directly south from where you are. And as you're looking down there, this rumbling sound from the earth moving, there seems to be an effect of the air currents. And as you're watching, this enormous dust cloud comes flying up the tunnel over the side of the plateau and blasts up towards where all of you are standing, covering you in dirt. Can everybody give me one more Constitution saving throw for the air blast?
19.
22.
10.
21.
That's better.
Oh, yeah.
Neslia, what was yours?
21.
21. Penny? Oh, Penny, I just need yours unless you might be frozen, though. Maybe we'll come back to that. But that's just going to be
11.
Hogan.
11. Sorry.
11. Okay, so Penny and Hogan, both of you are going to get knocked over by the air current. Now you are both also prone. So Hogan, you get up and get down and get back up again and get down again. It's a Chumbawamba kind of effect.
It's a good half workout.
And nobody takes any damage, but something has shifted. A tunnel, it seems like, has collapsed further down in the mine. What would you all like to do?
Did anyone hear that? I feel like something just crumbled. No?
I tasted that.
Yeah.
I go over to Hogan and I try to help him up, but it's more under the guise of I've never really seen a duergar up close before, so I'm just kind of like inspecting him as I'm lifting him up and just being like, oh, I've never seen your skin is so good. Oh my gosh, and just kind of like picking at him.
So I would like to I'm gonna ask if I can roll a religion check to see if this is evil.
Sure.
Or if
Yeah.
this is not great. I got an 8.
It's not any more evil than any other natural disaster you know of.
Okay.
I'm probably more evil than it is.
Probably.
Oh, yes, I can attest. I have a whole book on tieflings in my bag.
Well, then you know of me. You're welcome. Hi.
Hi.
That's true.
Has the
Where
rumbling stopped, or is that just me?
it stopped. So the rumbling has stopped. So the rumbling has happened, and then this blast of air and dirt and debris has resulted after it, and everything has now settled. The air, like if you didn't taste like dirt before, it certainly tastes like dirt now, and it's still settling around all of you. So you were all sort of covered in like a layer of thin silt.
Okay.
All right.
Would the quest giver have given us a piece of paper outlining exactly what needs to happen?
Yeah, and
totally.
all of you.
The person gave me a piece of paper that said all gingers need to go in first. So.
Oh, I can do that. I can do that. Neslia just starts like shuffling off towards like the danger.
There
So
she
I'll give you the
goes.
rundown. So it's investigating the mine to determine if the cloaker infestation is somewhere in the mine or if it is in the temple that has been discovered below the mine.
Okay.
And in the process of doing that, if you can discover the source of the cloaker infestation, you have been told to terminate them and end that problem. If you also, in the course of doing that, find the granddaughter of Counselor Atreya who has been kidnapped, that would also be great, although her grandmother is not holding out hope.
Is there a cash reward for finding this person?
Yeah, it's a gem mine. There's a hell of a reward.
Perfect. Just making sure I'm not doing this for nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're doing it to save the people. I feel like
No,
Right.
we're all.
I'm not
Right.
trying to save anyone.
I agree.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Hogan.
totally. It saves the people.
Your name's Hogan, right?
Yes.
I feel like we have like the same goals in mind. This is really good.
Helping people. And then he takes a swig from his horn as we're
Yeah.
speaking.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Okay. Cool. I'd love to head to, I guess, the south.
Yeah.
Perfect. Ginger's first.
I'm
Yeah.
already getting going
Sure.
over there.
That's fine.
What is the
Maryl
ground
high-fives
made
Kenny.
of? Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. So the ground is clay, and as it moves through, you can see that it's been dug down. The clay has mostly been introduced as you go through, so this is all bedrock. It's been cut through quite significantly. Off to the edge of the plateau, that little spiral shape that you see, that's an iron spiral staircase that will allow you to descend to the second plateau. And then there's the gold vein that's tucked underneath the ramp that's on the same level that you're on. So either of those you're welcome to investigate.
I'd like to put both of my hands onto the ground and use my stone sense to try to figure out if there's anything below this that I can sense that would have caused this problem.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. What is the limit on your stone sense?
Where is it?
Is that a racial ability or a
It
class
is.
ability?
Yeah, it's a racial ability with duergar.
Okay.
Neat.
Considered proficient in the history skill for double your proficiency bonus. I guess it's just for determining stone. It doesn't mention a specific distance.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and touch the ground and see if the stones will talk to you.
So it's supposed to be a history check.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it. Go ahead and roll a history check.
That's a 1.
Okay. This is rocks. You are standing on rocks. They're old rocks.
What do your duergar ears hear?
Everyone, we are standing on rocks.
Mhm.
Be careful.
Technically, I'm lying on the rocks.
Yes, I can see that.
Well, there's
Yes.
a lot of things on the rocks with you, I'm sure.
And in my bag.
Mm-hmm.
Hogan is overly confident for what he just did.
Nice. Great.
Okay, well, I'm fine if you want me to go first. That's okay. I don't have dark vision, so like if I could have somebody nearby who does, that would be great because then I would know if I wasn't gonna like fall in a hole or something.
This will be good.
I
I'll
feel
be
like
the bitch lesbian.
I'm already
Yes.
headed like towards that spiral staircase to go
Okay,
down. So I just kind of grab Gwennifer and as I'm walking with her along,
Gwennifer, yeah.
as I'm walking with her along, I'm just like rattling off questions to her and be like, "Oh, so like, tell me about your deity. It sounds very interesting." And
Oh, okay, yeah. So Baranor, he's the dwarven god of peace and safety and honesty and faithfulness and loyalty, and he's just like changed my life, truly. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you find somebody who's asking about him because I literally love talking about him. He's so great.
oh my gosh, yes, I
Gonna
want to know
ask us to join
everything
her
about
for
him.
real.
Okay, so we
Everything about
continue
you.
chatting.
Yeah.
Perfect. So the two of them are off, like, no problem. The redheads have taken the lead. They seem thrilled with each other. Everything is going swimmingly. So the line directly to the south of you appears to be the line that has collapsed in. That's where the force has come from. So you're welcome to check that out if you'd like to go down to the secondary plateau. And then there's also...
Oh, sorry.
Nope, that's okay.
I would like to do an investigation check if I could.
Okay, cool. So you're headed down to the second plateau. Go ahead. You can both give me an investigation check for what it looks like down in this section.
I rolled a 3 and I have a +6 investigation, so a 9.
There's
I
dirt.
have a 23.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So what you can see here is there's carved out of the plateau, two natural staircases. One of them is heading to the west line, and one of them is heading directly south. And what you notice is about halfway down the south line, it appears that the roof or some section of that tunnel in that area, about 20 feet into the tunnel, has collapsed in on itself. You certainly can get a little closer and investigate it if you want to, but there's nothing. It seems like there's no air or other things coming through that tunnel right now.
Okay. I relay that.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's time for the group to jump in, find out what's the tea, and see if we can meander about.
I'm vibing. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
Running in full force.
Okay, so this means that you can head down the west line into the west section, which is the top middle section there.
Yeah. Okay. Can I do an investigation check?
Yep, absolutely. So you're in the long section. So as you enter this long section, you see 3 exits to your left, and then a 4th beyond that exits on an angle. These all seem to be different ore veins, and you can see like a cart in the distance of one of them. But go ahead and give me an investigation check for the one you're currently standing in.
So everybody?
All right. So I rolled a 17.
Okay, so this appears to be an iron ore vein along the longest part of what is listed on your map as the north line. This seems to be the connector point for barrels of ore that are connected by tracks. There are heavy iron tracks under your feet. So for you, Penny, particularly as a tiefling, the iron doesn't feel great. You don't love it. And there's quite a bit of it in this area. So there's one. So as you look down this path to your left-hand side, moving up north towards the map, there's a connection to an additional line. And then heading south, there are 3 connections before a 4th that heads to the back of the mine. You're welcome to investigate any of them. What direction would you like to go?
Which feels the best on my body? I feel like maybe if I go north, there's a little bit of something I can check out. Maybe there's something there. Maybe I'll try that first.
Okay, so Penny wants to head up north. Does everybody want to stay with Penny?
I'm following Penny.
Yeah, I'm following those 2.
Okay.
Yep.
So you head down the tunnel, ignoring the first 2 entrances headed south, and we turn up north to the north line. So as you move up this section, so Penny, you can feel the iron. All of the tracks here are made of iron, and so are the large black iron buckets. There's one on your left-hand side when you get to the top of this, the very, very top track line is where you're right now. There's a bucket to your left-hand side, and at the opposite side, there seems to be this open space that leads down to a pool of water, and you see a cave entrance just peeking up over the edge of where the top of the water meets the wall on the far east side.
Cool. Could I take a gander over to this mine bucket over here and see if there's anything in it that is sparkly that I want to steal?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and give me a perception check
Yeah, for sure.
as you approach the bucket.
Dun, 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 dun. So that will be a 10.
Okay, so as you approach the bucket, you hear like the dripping sounds in the cave, and it's not entirely quiet, but you don't notice anything. You hear sort of a tick 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 sound, but it sounds very similar to the water dripping in the area. So you approach the bucket, and I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. All right, so that's going to be a 20.
Okay.
A natural 20.
Perfect. So as you lean over the bucket, a screeching rat-like monster comes flying out of the bucket, misses your head, lands on the wall behind you, turns back around. This thing's about the size of a Labrador retriever, and it hisses in your general direction. Can everyone roll initiative, please?
Fucking fantastic.
Ooh, what an interesting creature.
22.
Kill it with fire.
All right, so Penny was 22. Let's go in the order I've got you on the screen here. So, Neslia, what did you get?
18.
18. Hogan?
A formidable 11.
Okay. Gwennifer?
Modified 0.
Okay. Maryl, what did you get?
18 as well.
18 as well. And then Penny, what did you get? 22, right?
They got 22, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to double
I just
check.
love
Okay.
when I get a 0. I find that that's my favorite.
Mo, you're muted again, just so you know, Mo.
Yeah.
No, I
So
don't
can
think
I get Maryl and Neslia? Can you both give me which one of you has the higher dexterity?
My dex is 14.
My dex is 16 with a 3+ modifier.
So we'll do Maryl and then Neslia. All right. Okay. Cool. So, so this thing screeches and jumps out of the bucket, and 3 more of them begin screeching and jump out of the buckets. There are 4 giant rats in this tunnel, so we will go in order. One of them is right next to Penny. One of them has landed right next to Maryl. One of them has landed next to Neslia, and the other one has landed next to Hogan. And Gwen, you are bringing up the rear as Penny had run down the tunnel. So we'll work it that way. So top of the order. Let's go, Penny. What would you like to do? You are hanging out with a giant rat all of a sudden.
Well, I fucking take out my short sword and I'm gonna fucking give it a swing because fuck this bullshit.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
16.
Okay, a 16 will hit. Yep, no problem. So you're going to do some damage to this giant rat. Go ahead and roll the damage for me.
So that's gonna be 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Great. Okay, perfect. Doesn't like that very much. They are pokeable. You're 5th level, right? Because you can attack twice. So yes, go ahead and attack your second.
Yeah.
You do your second attack.
Cool. Yeah, so I swing again, and that's gonna be a 24.
A 24. Oh yeah, 24 will certainly hit. Go ahead and roll the damage.
So for damage, damage is gonna be 9 again.
Okay. Doesn't like that very much. It's hissing at you and not thrilled. That brings us to Maryl. What would you like to do? You are standing next to a giant rat.
Okay. Are any of them on the tracks?
Oh yeah. You're the track. It's quite a narrow tunnel. It's only about 8 feet across. So you're all kind of straddling the tracks and the rats. Everybody's in.
Okay. Everyone touch the ground. Don't touch the metal.
You're yelling that to everybody?
Yes, it's my yelling to everyone. And then I'm going to cast heat metal. So all the rats that are touching the metal are going to get some fucking damage.
Okay, go ahead. So what we're going to do is everybody give me a dexterity saving throw, so you get a chance to avoid this effect before it impacts you.
But not me, right?
Yes, not you, because you know it's happening. Hogan, what did everybody get? We'll go in initiative order. So Penny,
7.
what did you get? 7.
7.
Maryl doesn't matter. Neslia,
I matter.
8.
8. Well, in this circumstance.
I'm just kidding.
Hogan,
11.
11. Okay, and Gwen,
15.
15. Okay, Gwen and Hogan, you're going to be fine. Penny and Neslia, you're going to take some burning damage, some fire damage from this. Go ahead and make your attack, Maryl.
Do I just use I don't need to do a check for it? It automatically goes through?
I'm just going to double check.
Yeah, heat metal automatically works.
Yeah, so go for it. You touch it and boom.
All right, so it's 5d8.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, bye guys. I feel like I'm going to die.
What
Or
level
the
are you
rest of you.
I'm level 5, and it's 2d8, and then it's after your level 3, it's 1. Like, so level 3, you get another level 4, level 5. You eat.
I think you're talking about spell, like casting it at a spell level.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that, if you cast it as a 5th level spell, you add a d8.
Yes. But so as a 5th level character, you won't have 5th level spells yet. You'll have 3rd level spells. You can totally cast it at 3rd level, and then that would give you the extra d8.
Okay, so that's 3d8.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you're casting a 3rd level spell?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
Let's do it. I don't care. I was here for fun.
For a second, I was just like, wow, apparently my character sucks if they can do 5d8
Also
right
thinking
now.
It's like, all I have is these.
All right, and it's 3, right? Okay.
Yeah, plus 3.
Okay, 8, 6, and 4, so 18 damage.
Okay. All right. Jesus Christ. Okay. That's going to almost kill one of the rats.
Thank fuck.
Going to do some significant damage to the rest of them.
Ooh, that hurts. Ow.
How are your other party members doing? How's Penny and Neslia doing? It's a lot of
I was
damage.
gonna say, how much burning damage did I just take?
18 points.
Yeah, that's not nice.
Okay.
Not nice at
No,
all.
I'm in a little bit of pain for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
oh no, like I'm like significantly damaged.
I can heal you. I have that spell.
I've got a couple of potions in my back. We're fine. I'm just gonna ride this out. I'll thrive until I'm broken, burnt, and bruised, man.
So there has been a successful rat surprise attack following an attack. The tracks have briefly blasted themselves white hot, which has singed a couple of the party members and seriously damaged a couple of the rats. This brings us to Neslia. How would you like to respond? It is your turn.
Ow! I am going to get off the track.
I warned you.
A little sidestep. And then I'm going to take off my scarf in a flourish that is a lot more cool than what I'm doing right now.
Mhm.
And underneath her scarf, she has a choker that's just tentacles that come down. And if you look at it, you can see it is permanent. It cannot be taken off. And I just put my hand on my choker and I just go, this is not how I wanted to start this day. And I'm going to agonizing blast the rat that is closest to me.
Okay.
So that
All
is
right.
a ranged spell attack.
Yep. That sounds nasty.
So that is a 16 to hit.
That will hit. Yep.
Okay, and then it's 1d10 damage plus my charisma modifier.
Yep. Go for it.
So, that's just 8 damage.
Okay. Yep. No problem. Great.
Okay, and then I have a second beam that can
Go
come
ahead.
out. So same thing, agonizing blast to that rat. I have to do another roll. That is a 21 to hit.
That will certainly hit. Yep.
And same thing. 13 damage to that same rat. I just kind of put my hands out and this kind of green purple energy blasts out of my hands into the rat.
Okay. And it makes 2 unpleasant squeaks. Boom, boom. No problem.
Good.
Okay. Awesome. That brings us to Hogan. What would you like to do?
Well, seeing Neslia remove her choker and expose the tentacles makes Hogan very, very uncomfortable. And he just kind of turns his back to her as best as he can while still keeping focus on the rat. And he's going to punch it.
Okay. Go ahead. You are a mug.
Not Neslia.
Yeah.
Oh, can't see the result.
Oh,
12? Does 12 hit?
A 12 does not hit. You're going to miss on that one. Do you have 2 strikes?
I do, but
Yeah.
because I get a bonus action as an additional attack, and then I get another attack. So I'm going to
Okay,
try and
great.
swing again.
Yep.
Too annoying now. I'm done with this.
18.
18 will hit. Yep.
Damage is going to be 7 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to wind up and swing again with my
Okay.
bonus action. And that one's a 19 to hit.
That will hit.
And then damage is going to be 6.
Okay.
8. 8 again. Sorry.
No problem. Okay, yeah, these rats are, they thought they had the drop on you. They are not looking thrilled. Like, some upset golden retriever rats right now. This will bring us to Gwennifer. What would you like to do?
All right. So can I get a read? How damaged do these rats seem right now?
With the exception of one of them, all of them are about half as tough as they were before.
Okay. Because I'm just trying to decide if I want to try to just hit one of them or. Okay. I'm not currently fighting any specific person right now.
You are the only one that is not specifically engaged with the rat. All of the rest of your party members have one each. Yes.
And how far away am I from them?
10 feet.
How far away? Okay. So what I'm thinking about is doing Thunder Wave, but if I do Thunder Wave, that's going to hit everybody, right?
Mm-hmm. You are in an enclosed small tunnel. Yeah.
Yeah.
That will hit everyone.
No, I don't think that she's gonna do that. She knows that wouldn't be nice. So what she's gonna do is she's going to try to attack who is the one that whoever Meryl's
Mm-hmm.
attacking, I'm going to go attack that one.
Okay, go ahead.
That's an 18.
That'll hit. Yep.
Only 4 damage, but it now has disadvantage on any attacks it makes against someone other than me.
Cool.
So
Okay.
it's just a taunt, basically. So I hit the rat, and basically Gwennifer's just like, if you're gonna hit something, hit me.
Excellent. Okay, perfect. Dwarf has come in and is swinging. Wonderful. All right, so this is going to give a chance for all of the rats to act. 2 of them are going to miss, so Penny and Maryl, your rats are going to miss you completely. For Neslia and Hogan, Neslia does a 14 meet your armor class.
Yeah, just meets it.
Just misses it. And then Hogan,
No,
12.
just meets it.
It meets it. Okay, so we'll have an attack there. And then Hogan, 12.
14's my armor class.
Okay, so going to miss you. So Neslia, you're going to take some bite damage.
Oh no.
4 points of bite damage.
Okay.
Piercing damage. Okay, that's all the rats are going to get in this round, actually, though, which makes them. And then the rat that hasn't taken an enormous amount of damage, it sort of stands up on its little rat feet and kind of like calls out to the other ones, and all of them seem to heal a little bit.
What?
And that brings us to the top of the order. So, Penny, it's your turn. What would you like to do? Oh, you're muted for some reason. There we go.
These bitches getting free Botox and I'm not. The
Fair.
fuck? Making themselves look more younger, more alive. These cunts need to die. So let me just like can I do two? Yeah, I'm gonna do a double action because I can. So I'm gonna shoot my short bow at 2 of the rats and see how that works.
Which
Yep,
2?
go ahead. There's one that's attacking you right now, so you can certainly take a shot at it if you want to, but it's like within 5 feet of you. It's like on you.
I don't care. The short bow causes more damage anyways.
Yeah.
And
Will
I
it
rolled
be at disadvantage because she's at melee range?
It's at melee range, so yeah, so that means you'd have to roll it with disadvantage.
Ooh. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I still roll a 24. We'll work it.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Go for it then. So 2 attacks. Go ahead.
Yeah. So one's a 24 and one's a 22.
Oh.
They'll both hit. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're fine. Okay, so let's throw some double damage. So one's gonna be a 7, and the other's gonna be a 6.
Okay, so that will do damage to one and kill another one of them. So how would you like to kill the one?
Yeah. Dirty ass cunts.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gwennifer definitely is just like
You can kind of
Oh
see
yeah, by the way,
Neslia
my
blush a little bit.
vocabulary is very broad.
Very, very broad. So yeah, so one of them is down. The other one has taken some damage. That's great. That brings us to Maryl. What would you like to do now?
Okay. One is dead and one has damage, and the 2 are kind of like okay.
There are 3 alive right now. Yes.
Okay. I am going to use my long sword.
Nice.
It is 1d8 slashing.
Yep. Go ahead and give me a d20 roll to hit.
Heart of the cards. 19. Ah.
Yes, that will definitely
Nice.
hit.
Throw.
Why? She's like, as she's like swinging and slicing, she's like, "Why are you getting in front of my drinking?" And it was 1d8. I said right. I already forgot.
Yep, that's correct.
6.
6. Okay, 6 points. Okay, awesome. That will definitely damage this one. It's not down, but it's not thrilled. Neslia, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Well, first I look because everyone's pulling out all these awesome weapons, and I look and I don't have any. And I kind of am like, And I still have a little bit of blush from the language coming from Penny. And I'm like, you. And then I do agonizing blast again, 2 beams on the rat that's on me, because that's all I got.
Awesome. Yep, go ahead.
So that is 27 to hit, and that is a natural 20.
Woo!
So
Nice.
Yeah, go ahead and add up that damage for me and let me know where we're
yeah,
at.
for sure. So that's 20 for the first blast, and that was just the first blast. Is this rat dead, or should I?
Yeah, so I was going to say that first blast will kill that rat outright. If you'd like to have the second one.
I can do the second one to a different rat. That's in my power.
You're all close together. Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm going to do the second roll. And that is not as good. It's a 17 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. And then damage is 6. 6 damage to the rat near Hogan.
Okay. Perfect. No problem. Okay, so there is a rat currently on Hogan, and there is a rat on Maryl, and those are the 2 that are left right now.
Which one's the big one?
Is the one on Hogan.
Oh, thank God.
The big one is the one on Hogan. So this brings us to Hogan next. You are next in the order. Please go ahead.
Let me just look through my abilities. I'm going to punch it.
Okay.
I'm going to go again I'm going to start with an unarmed strike, and then I'm going to probably burn a key point after this.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, go ahead.
12. 17?
17 will hit. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yay.
I hit a thing.
I hope you don't get stabbed by the teeth, Hogan.
Or the spikes on its back.
Yeah, I want to kind of punch it around the spikes if
in
possible.
the kidney. Yeah.
Yeah, like bam.
Yeah, like hit its ass and call her good.
Right up the butt.
Just
That's a
hit
5
her
for
hard,
damage.
baby.
Okay, 5 for damage. Perfect.
And I am going to focus myself. I'm going to take a little sip from my mead horn, and I'm going to use
Here?
Fury of Blows.
Nice. Okay,
to
go
punch
for it.
again. 17 again.
That will hit. Yep.
Excellent. And then damage. 5 damage. This
Okay.
many.
Cool.
Yeah, Manny. I used to have those mitts.
The rat looks both hurt and offended that you punched it in the butt.
Good. It fucking should.
Oh, Hogan's not done. He's got one more.
Yes. Excellent. Go for it.
Monk.
Nat 20.
No lube.
Hey, double dice.
He spits into his
awesome.
palm as he goes in for another hit.
Nice.
4.
How far in do you go?
All the way.
You elbowed her.
So 4 is the damage, times 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10.
Okay. Perfect.
Critical fist.
That will kill the giant rat.
Fuck yeah.
That collective damage will kill the giant rat. So he is down.
Death
You
by
have one more.
fisting.
Yeah, you have one more rat. It is on Maryl right now. So Gwennifer will turn the table to you. What would you like to do?
So definitely gonna hit it again.
Mhm.
I think it's just like punching it with my thunder gauntlets is the way to go.
Yep,
That sounds
And
nice.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
get a 21.
Nice.
that will hit.
7 damage.
Okay, perfect.
And once again, it will have disadvantage if it attacks Maryl, because it will only be able to attack normally if it attacks me.
Okay, perfect. Okay, then that brings us to the rat, who is feeling a little desperate, is going to take a bite attack at Maryl. So does a 13 or... Nope, just does a 13 hit your armor class, Maryl?
My armor class, wrong way, is 13. Yep.
Okay, so it's going to
I
take a
tried.
little bite damage from the rat. 4 points of piercing damage from nasty rat teeth.
Yeah.
Then that brings, us,
29 health.
that brings us to Penny at the top of the order. What would you like to do? There's one rat left.
I'm fucking gonna try and murder these fucking bitches so they do not survive. So can I go within So I got 2 attacks. So I'm going to go double melee dagger because I feel like I'm close enough range, correct?
Yep. You are,
Yeah.
yes.
So I'm going to do 2 double dagger shots and see if I can kill them. Like,
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah. So, okay. So I'll do my double dagger.
Mm-hmm.
And we are 24. We're fine.
Yeah, that's going to hit for sure.
And then the second shot at 20. Good. Yeah.
Roll the damage
that
on
will
your
be
first
double
one.
piercing damage.
Go for it.
Wait, what?
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead and roll your damage. You're good.
So we're gonna go 6. The first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, cool. So 6 is gonna be my first piercing damage.
Yep.
And then the second is gonna be 4 plus 3, so that's 7.
Okay, so that will kill this final rat. And we are out of initiative order.
Fuck yeah!
Praise Baronor.
Celebration, bagpipe. I got 5 hoses. Come on, grab a sip.
Oh, none for
Hogan
me,
goes
thanks.
right over.
Oh, Hogan, baby, you can sip out of my bagpipe anytime you want. That's what Maryl said.
I'm not allowed to drink. I'm sorry.
Why? Why aren't you allowed to
Why?
drink?
What?
My
Because
papa
she's fucking
wouldn't like it.
12.
My papa wouldn't like it.
Where's-
He's very protective of me, and he doesn't like when I drink.
Where is your papa?
I see. There's boundaries.
You know what? You don't have to
rules,
do
and
anything that you're not
restrictions
comfortable
involved.
with, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so
Listen to
everybody,
marvelous Miss Mabel over there.
it's true. So everybody take an opportunity to take stock. You are standing in the northernmost line of tracks. The large cart is off to your left-hand side, and there's a pool of water on your right-hand side. There are no longer any rats in the tunnel.
I'm gonna check the cart now that they're out of there.
Sure.
I'll check the water. I mean, I may as well.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 19.
Empty now that I stole everything.
Okay, let's one at a time this. So let's do, Maryl, give me an investigation check for the carts, because that's the
I got a
closest.
19.
Okay, cool. There are 24 dozen silver nuggets in the bucket. It's raw silver ore that has been piled up here. The bucket's about half full.
Okay, I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna put it into my little Polly Pocket thing into my music studio.
You can definitely dump it into the
I
music.
see Meryl throwing it into her bag, and I'm like, nah, bitch, you're sharing with the group.
It's
We'll
just
have-
in there for now.
Okay, so let's do it this way. Penny, let's do give me a perception check and let's see if you can convince Meryl to share.
Okay.
Persuasion?
D20 plus charisma.
Do I
Nat
get saving
20.
throw? Oh, shit.
No, it's a
Okay.
21.
Okay, yeah, so I mean, you know what? Let's do this. Meryl, give me a persuasion check. Let's do it as a contest and we'll see how well this
Ooh.
goes.
Okay. Well,
Persuasion,
you
Persuasion, yeah.
let's see. What's
Yeah.
my persuasion? Oh, plus 10. Good luck. 15 plus 10 is 25.
Okay, so
You
Meryl-
cunt.
Meryl's gonna
Dirty-ass
keep
cunt.
it. Bard versus
I
Rogue.
call
That's a
you
great
a
battle.
blazing bitch to her face and walk away.
I'm literally kawaii.
Meryl packs up the silver and it's yours. You can get that appraised when you get back to the surface, no problem. Okay, so
And Hogan says just under his breath, just loud enough that Meryl can hear, that doesn't belong to you.
That's what you think.
So,
yeah, so Gwennifer, go ahead. You want to check out the water?
yeah, I rolled a 19, so 19 plus 6, so 25 investigation check.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds, sorry.
Neslia is saying very far away from the water. Very far.
Okay, so in looking through the water, you see a variety of different things. So who's gathered next to the water right now? Is it just Gwennifer and Neslia at this moment?
Oh no,
And
I'm
this
far
is
away from
not-
the water.
Okay.
I'm
So
out there as
from-
well.
Okay, so from about 10 feet from the water, any of you that are close enough to be within sort of 10 feet of the water, you can see different things in the pool. So, Gwennifer, you see the body of a miner, seems to be a dwarven miner in full coveralls with his helmet on, who's just sort of laying in the cold at the bottom of the pool. But it's strange because, Neslia, you see a large, waterlogged, heavy book, and that's all you see. at
No,
the
it would
bottom.
be Hogan. I'm not near the water.
Oh,
Not near
okay.
the water at all. It would be Hogan.
So, Hogan, you see a lyre, this like beautiful musical instrument that seems to have been abandoned at the bottom of this pool of water.
I want to reach for the lyre.
Oh no.
And then as he's reaching, I'm gonna say, no.
Hogan, do you heed
he's
that
gone.
warning?
Absolutely not.
Just let him be. He's gone.
Okay, Hogan, give me a dexterity saving throw.
15.
Okay, so
But
you're
I
going to your hands. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I do want to know if a 25 investigation check would tell if this is not real.
The water's real.
Well, yes, the water is real. Yes.
The water is real, and the object that you can see. I mean, it's definitely magic. It seems the object seems strange. It doesn't seem like it's right, but it's not real. The water is real.
Yes.
But so Hogan, so 15. So you reach into your hand breaks the surface of the water, and you pull it back. And as you pull it back, what looks like a hand made of water reaches out and just misses you.
This is an illusion. It's not real. That whatever you see in there, it's just trying to get you to get in.
What the fuck is going on?
Well, what did you see in there?
It clear as day. There's a lyre in the water. Can't you see it?
Yeah. Okay. So I've got a lot of experience with magical things, with arcane objects and stuff, with my studies of Baranor, and I know that this is not what it seems like. Okay, because what I can see in there is a dead dwarf. I'm in here looking for dead miners, and that's what I want to see. That's what I want to find.
As she's like talking,
He's not dead. I want to find living miners, but still.
Maryl, go ahead. As this conversation is happening, what do you want to do?
I'm like dancing from all the silver, and I accidentally bump into Gwennifer. No, not Gwennifer. Gwennifer, and she falls into the water. Just kidding.
You can't just decide.
Okay, I bump into you. That's what I.
Okay,
that's
you bump into Gwennifer. Let's give me a Constitution check to see how that goes.
Me or her?
Gwennifer's going to need the Constitution check.
+1, 14.
I got a Constitution of 17.
Okay, so yeah, so you're not going to get knocked over by this, but you do bump into each other, and it's a little bit disconcerting in that moment. Okay.
Sorry, I'm just excited. I'm dancing. I'm having fun. That's why I'm here.
Why are you excited? This is not a party, Maryl.
I got all the silver. I'm gonna be rich. Hopefully.
Fair. So would any of you like to do anything with the water here? Is there anything else? So the water has reached back at Hogan, something that you are now all aware of.
Has anyone gone into the water or touched the water?
I'm not doing that.
Hogan.
Yeah, Hogan's touched the water. No one has entered the water.
I secretly tried to make someone fall in, but it didn't work.
Okay, so maybe Maryl tries to like push Penny into the water.
Okay, why don't we just both jump into it?
Okay, so if that's how you're gonna do this, then I'm not gonna stay near the water. And Penny, you shouldn't either. So like, let's just get out of like reaching distance of this. So apparently our party is against us.
I mean, the air is already against me personally because the air is too filled with iron. So maybe the water will be better.
The water did reach out and try to grab Hogan. I don't know if we really want to get into the water when it's grabby hands.
But
like the hug.
I don't know.
I like to get
that
friendly
close.
with things.
Okay, fine. You've convinced me. I won't jump in.
Penny is still, thinking about it. But we walk past.
So when Penny when you look into the water, what you actually see at the bottom is entirely different. You don't know what they're talking about, liars and books and whatever. There's a large copper sword.
Oh my god, I want it!
That is sitting in the bottom of the pool.
Okay, so Penny, as we pass the edge of the water, we're walking away. Penny notices this fucking copper bullshit, turns around and jumps in.
Okay. As you as you jump into the water, you're expecting to kind of splash through the surface of the water. You're on your way, and as you're sort of on your way to the copper sword, as your face hits the water, a face immediately in front of yours, just for a split second, forms right in front of where you have entered the water, and this creature now has you in its arms.
Are we cuddling?
So you are now grappled. That means that you are completely ensconced by this creature. This creature is going to come up, meet Penny mid-dive, wrap their massive watery tendrils all around them, go and dive immediately back into the water. You are now on a timer. You have 3 minutes till you run out of air.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes in game time.
Can I do anything at this point?
You can do strength checks to try and break the grapple.
Oh my god, I have nothing. I'll do a strength check though.
Okay. So we're gonna give Penny a strength check. We're then gonna roll initiative, and if everybody who's around here, you're gonna get a chance to respond.
Okay.
Okay, so for strength, I roll a 6 + 1, so 7.
Yeah, that's not gonna do it.
And then, do I also roll initiative?
No, you are not in initiative because you cannot fight right now. I
can't do anything.
No. So can everybody roll? Everyone who is not Penny, roll initiative for me. So we'll go in order. So let's do Neslia. Do you want to go first? What's your number?
Yeah, 16.
16. Okay, and then Hogan.
10.
10. Gwennifer.
17.
17. And Maryl.
15 plus 4 is 19.
Oh, okay.
As Hogan sees Penny going into the drink, he just kind of casually grab the lyre.
Nice. Okay, so this will bring us to the top of the order. So Maryl, you're going to get a chance to respond. You and Penny were the closest to the edge and having a conversation. Penny has dove in and has now been grappled by a large water monster. What would you like to do?
So can we assume that any attacks we use on it will hurt her? Will hurt Penny?
No, you can attack. You can. In this particular case, you can attack this creature without that harm transferring to Penny. It is big enough.
Okay. Well, I want to say my good Judy because we're having the time of our lives together, and I feel like Penny's the only one having fun with me. So I'm gonna use Cloud of Daggers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna. So it's
This
44.
is gonna give me damage.
You'll be fine. You are ensconced. You are drowning, but you are ensconced.
Okay, so 4d4. 1 second, I gotta find all my d4s. Okay, I'll just divide it by 2. Okay, I'm rolling. 3, 4, 4, 8, 6, 14 damage.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So your cloud of daggers is going to encircle this creature that has emerged as part of the water, and you're going to see it cut through a big chunk of the water around it, and it's going to take about half of the damage that you expect it to dish out.
Okay. Fine. Take 7 damage. Fool.
Okay.
That's what I yelled at it.
Excellent. And it snorts at you, sort of irritably. Okay, so this brings us to Gwennifer. What would you like to do?
Okay, so Gwennifer is going to roll her eyes. She's like, I told her to leave it! And then she's going to walk up to the beast, take a couple steps forward, and then point at it and say, drop her! And this is Toll the Dead.
Okay.
So they need to make a wisdom save, and with this wisdom save, they need to beat a 14.
Okay.
Or take 1d12 necrotic.
It is not going to beat a 14, so go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, so where is my... Okay, 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay, cool.
And again, it's necrotic.
Necrotic damage. Okay, so just sort of sections of the water just vanish, like they've been sucked out into the air. Perfect. Okay, that brings us to Neslia. Go for it.
All right, I back away. Contrary to everyone else, I am not comfortable with this water monster at all, so I back as far away as I can. I'm gonna be. Should I be selfish? No, I won't be selfish. I am going to once again dual agonizing blasts to the critter. So first one is a 14 to hit.
14 will hit. Will hit.
Okay. And then my damage for that will be 7 damage.
7 damage. Okay, perfect.
Yep. And then the second blast, because I'm going to go for both of its eyeballs, because I can kind of see they have eyes. So I'm just going to go kind of both for the eyes. Hopefully it'll spit out Penny.
Perfect.
So 24 to hit. And my damage for that is 4 damage.
Okay, no problem. It will take that damage.
Chipping away.
And then I just keep on kind of backing up until I kind of am against I think there's a wall probably stopping me, so I'll just back up until I'm like right against the wall.
Okay, perfect. Hogan, that brings us to you.
Hogan just kind of looks around at the rest of the group that's not encapsulated by a large monster, as if to see if anybody's going to actually do something.
I did.
And then he's like, he says in Dwarvish, for fuck's sake, and then dives at the creature trying to wrestle Penny out of where they're currently being held.
Okay. So give me... So you're going to jump at it completely. Okay, give me let's call it a melee weapon attack. That makes sense. This creature only has the ability to grapple one other creature at a time, so it cannot grapple both of you, so you will be able to attack it.
Okay, just a straight up attack?
Yeah, straight up attack roll.
With these?
With those, yeah.
19. 20, yeah.
Yep, that'll do it. Go ahead.
For damage. A glorious 3 damage.
Okay. Well, you are not grappled. You're in the water now, though. So you will be right up against this creature when we come back around to it.
Is it taking half damage from physical, or is it taking all of the damage?
It is still not taking as much damage from the attacks you've seen as you expected. So, yeah. Okay. It has some resistances. So, for example, Neslia's damage, it took all of it. There was no... Yeah.
Same for me or not?
Yeah, same for you. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Just me.
Okay, so Penny, I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
I believe in you, Penny. Don't die. We need to have fun.
I think you're muted on your end.
Oh. Penny's literally dying.
Oh, no.
I'm a
That's
16.
Okay, yep, okay. So you're going to be able to break out of this, actually, on this. So you are now in the water. And we're now going to go to the water weird, which is going to attack the last creature that hit it. So you are now free. You're going to get a chance to swim out. This thing is going to try to grapple Hogan.
And Hogan sees Penny leaving and just does like a...
And then as he makes that face, Gwennifer in Dwarven is going to say, because you said Dwarven, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so Gwennifer in Dwarven is going to say, "These bitches ain't loyal."
And I throw my bagpipe of wine towards Penny to drink.
Okay, Hogan, let's do a strength contest to see if this thing's going to pull at you, and we'll see if you can pull out. Ready?
Strength is my last... Oh, 19! Yeah! Plus
I got
0.
an 8, so you are not going to be grappled on this creature's turn, so it's not going to get an attack on either of you. So this then brings us to Maryl. What would you like to do? So you and Hogan are in the water, but they are not being currently drowned.
So all they did was try to grapple?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not so bad.
Just one
Since everyone is out of it, I'm going to try with my other set of bagpipes to put 3 of the horns into the water and then suck the monster into my bagpipes. Can I do that? Is that okay? Or no?
That are not filled with liquor?
This thing is about the size of a short bus.
Oh, okay, never mind it. Okay.
It's really large. It's
I
a lot
wanted
of
to-
water. So
Um,
it would be
I
several
can't believe you
bagpipes.
just called it short bus.
Fine.
Short
I
past the water
will.
monster.
Just try and get it drunk.
Honestly, I will use. Oh, let me see if I can use that. I just need to figure. I forget what it does. 5E. So I'm going to use Thunder Wave,
Mm-hmm.
and it's only to the creatures in front of me that it affects.
If the two of you can get to the side, it's a narrow enough cone in this space that you could make that work. If you go to the edge of the water,
Okay. So everybody get to the side and behind me. I'm saying it before I cast a spell, so you have time.
I
I'm
have
already
an
back.
increased speed, so I'm good.
Okay.
you both
and then
have enough speed in the water, even with it being halved, for you to reach
Yeah.
the edge with your movement if you wanted.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
so I
that's
swim away.
Okay,
What
so
is
I'm going to
this?
use Thunder Wave,
Okay, go ahead.
and I'm going to use it as a second level,
Ooh.
because I'm here for fun.
Because you can be that badass.
So yeah, that's going to be 3d8 damage.
Okay.
Where am I doing? Right there. And okay, I'm just gonna roll 3 times. 4, 8, and 2.
12 total.
So 14.
14 total.
14.
Okay.
It's 14.
Didn't like that very much.
Did
Okay.
it take all of it?
It took all the damage, and it looks about half the size it was when it first let Penny go. So it's certainly it's affecting it for sure.
Good job, baby.
Yeah. So that
As I
brings us.
attack, I scream, "Don't ruin my mood! Don't bring down the vibe!"
Yeah, and it just kind of spits like water at you. Gwennifer, your turn. Go for it.
Okay, so currently Hogan and Penny are still in it.
No, they're in the water. They're not grappled by the creature.
No, because they're not grappled, but they are in the water.
They're in the water.
So
They're on
then,
the edge.
okay. So then, what I would like to do is I would like to give the help action to Hogan so that he will have advantage on escaping from the creature.
Okay, cool. That works.
I see how it is.
I tried to help you, okay?
It's fair. Okay, so you're gonna. So does that eat up your action, or do you want to act as well?
I think help action is the full action.
Okay, yeah. Then we'll. So Hogan, you've got that as an option.
I might be able to do a bonus action, but I don't think that's something you can do if you're taking the help action. And
I don't think
even
so.
if I did, I don't have a lot of bonus action economy, so I'm good.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Then yeah, that's gonna work. So then that will bring us to Neslia, and then Hogan will use that on your turn. So Neslia, go ahead. Go first.
Okay, so I see everyone's kind of ish out of danger, so I am going to touch my necklace and cast false life on myself because
okay.
I am hurting. So that gives me 1d4 plus 4 temporary hit points.
Awesome. Okay, go
So
ahead.
I'm just going to do that. I got a 3, so 3 plus 4. So I'm going to just give those as my temporary hit points.
Okay, awesome. Nope, seems like a good idea to me. That'll bring us to Hogan. You have an advantage to getting up out of the water if you'd like to go ahead and do that.
And would that be an action, or can I still perform an action where I am right now?
You could perform an action where you are right now, or you could use half your movement to get out of the water and then perform an action. Either is fine.
I want to do something while I'm still in here. I got a stroke of genius watching everybody else bumble around outside.
Okay,
I'm going to reach back to the cask on my back, and I'm going to uncork it.
Okay.
And let the mead mix in with the... Oh, I'm not in the creature. Shit.
Throw it.
I'm going to throw the cask the creature while uncorked.
Okay, give me...
Chaos.
And as a barroom brawler, I'm good at improvised weapons, so...
Hey!
So we'll call this a ranged attack. So go ahead and throw it. Yeah, like you'd be throwing a grenade or a bomb or anything like that. Yeah, go ahead.
Then... Oh, I get my regular proficiency. Nice. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Okay, awesome.
Good hit.
Good. Okay, yeah, that will definitely hit. And then your intention is to get this thing, so it's going to hit, and it will immediately absorb it. It's not
I
smart.
uncorked it, and I'm planning on it drinking in as much of this as possible. That's the plan.
Yeah.
So I was giving you the help action to leave. Are you just not going to do that?
I will now attempt to leave. And
Okay,
tip.
the water weird is going to respond to this by making a Constitution saving throw against being drunk.
Who is?
The water weird
Oh, okay.
creature. It rolls for this one, but it's going to have to do it a couple of times. So it is not drunk yet. Let's put it that way. Okay, so this brings us to Penny. Would you like to get out of the water? What would you like to do?
How close am I to the edge of the water? Am I like on the shore?
You're right out. You could get yourself up and out of the water. You're close. Yeah, close
Cool.
to
So I'm within 5 feet to like get up onto shore, so that doesn't count as a movement for me.
Yeah, so it counts for half your movement, but you have quite a bit of movement, so you can still do something.
Yes, sweet. So I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna use my short bow, and I'm gonna try and like kill this thing through the water. So I'm gonna like get up out of the water, turn, aim, do my thing. I'll roll for an attack.
Yep, go ahead.
And oh fuck, I'm gonna be 25 on that, so that bit's gonna hit.
That'll hit. Yep.
So that's gonna be great. 9 fucking piercing damage.
Okay, perfect. How much piercing damage?
And then I can attack again.
Yes. How much
9.
piercing damage did you do the first time? 9. Okay, perfect. Great.
Oh, 9 was the first time, and then I'm gonna do the same attack again. So I'll roll for my secondary attack. Oh, that was nat 20 plus 6, so that's a 26. And then we'll roll for more damage. Oh, and it's gonna be 9 again.
Nice. So your second crossbow bolt slams into the face of this thing, sort of like as its mouth is open and into the water at the back of its throat. And it belches because of the beer and then collapses back into the water. You have destroyed it.
Yay.
And you're out of initiative.
And I turn around and say, "Suck it, cunt."
All right. So the other thing that you notice is the bottom of the pool is now completely empty in all of your visions.
Oh.
Is there
What's
nothing that's there?
Okay.
I want to pick back up my cask and kind of pour out as much of the creature from it as possible.
I
Still
fill
keep
your
a little
cast.
bit.
I
Just
fill
a
your
little-
cast with my bagpipe. I
Aw.
got you.
Solidarity.
Thank
Here
you.
for a party.
Hogan is very thankful.
Last Friday night.
I swear
Perfect.
to God, how many fucking Katy Perry movements are you gonna throw into this bullshit?
Many is necessary. Okay, you are. So you have cleared out. You've cleared out the creature from this pool. This pool leads into what looks like the back of a shallow cave, but there's no exit here. Where would you like to go from here?
Are you sure there's no exit in this cave? Like,
Yeah,
are
can
we
we
certain
check?
for that?
You can absolutely investigate if you would like to.
I will
I
investigate.
would like
May
to
as well.
investigate because
Free
I
real
feel like
estate.
there might be like a false wall or like a rock I can pick up or something
Yeah.
like that. I just don't trust. I don't trust what I see.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
am
go
I
ahead.
able to do like an arcana check on the wall just to make sure that it's not like magical?
Yep, 100%.
Ooh, my arcana
For
check
my
was
investigation,
Oh, sorry. We'll do. What was the Arcana check, and then we'll do investigation immediately.
okay. The arcana was 22.
Okay, perfect. And then, Penny, what was your investigation roll?
14.
Okay, so with the Arcana check, the wall behind this cave, you'll notice that you can see where there's a constructed wall at the back of this cave. It is not magical, but it might be mechanical.
I relay that information to the group.
I got a
Thank
19
you.
for investigation.
Yeah, so you kind of all see the same thing. So as you're looking, it looks like there was definitely a cave here, and there's been a wall that seems to go all the way at the back here that's been built up as if it's there's an enormous potentially structure behind this. But it doesn't look like something that is, certainly there's no magic attached to it. It seems to be mechanical. There may be something that opens this door, if that's indeed what it is, somewhere in the mine. But it doesn't seem to be, for example, the way that it's built doesn't strike you as dwarven architecture. It seems a lot older than that.
Hogan
Okay,
suddenly remembers, wasn't there gears near the beginning?
Oh.
There's a big winch on the platform.
I'm proficient with mason's tools, so I'd like to bring some of those out to try to excavate this slightly so that we can get a better idea of what we're dealing with and what might be needed.
I'm proficient with winches.
Oh, that's really nice. That's cute.
Wenches don't count when you're not counting hookers.
Oh. Okay.
So yeah, so you can take a look at this. There's an entrance here, and it has been sealed very well.
Okay.
There's no keyhole.
Can I ask what it's been sealed with?
So the piece of stone that you come up against is what feels like potentially acres larger than the opening that you are standing in front of.
Wow.
So it seems like a very large section of stone.
So
attached.
whatever's behind here, we should not see, based on whoever is trying to protect it.
I want to see it.
I know. I want to see it.
I want to see it so bad. We need to go. We need to get in here.
I don't
Very
like fucking
exciting.
secrets in my life. I need to know
No,
everything.
Everything has an answer, and this has an answer.
The
This is a very
platforms we
bad
walked in
idea.
on look like a good place for a music festival.
I mean, I bought some pickaxes today, so I could start chipping away and see how far I get, see how soft it is, and see how much of a, I don't know, malleable textile it is to dissolve.
You can take a shot at it if you want to.
Can I use earth tremor against it?
Oh, do that.
Mm-hmm. Let me check something.
Please
but
do
yeah.
that.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. Be here for the chaos. Okay.
Girl said I borrowed all her spell slots today.
Whatever.
She's a wizard. It's fine.
Sure. So you give it a shot with Earth Tremor if you'd like to.
Okay, I'm ready. I got my horns on.
Mhm.
Okay. Do I need to roll any checks or anything?
You just need to cast the spell. You'd need to touch the
The wall.
ring. Oh no, it's within 10 feet. So yeah,
Okay,
go ahead.
cool. Okay, earth tremor.
Everyone around you is going to have to make a dexterity saving throw,
Pay her.
Y'all were fine with it, just saying.
or you'll get knocked over.
I get knocked over.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Modified 1.
Okay, and then I do a
Nice.
1d6, correct?
Okay, so you cast this into the back of the wall, and it
Yeah.
starts to shake. And what it highlights to all of you is that it's almost as if this piece of the wall is a part of the mountain itself. It shakes something much larger in the structure of the mine than just the place you are standing in.
Okay.
But it doesn't cause any damage that's visible to you.
And it doesn't move. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't let us through.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Well, I tried.
Okay.
Hogan is very curious and asks the group, who has the map?
I don't know.
There's a map?
I have a map.
Yeah, Neslia has the map.
I pull it out. I'm like, see, map.
Were we supposed to find a tower or something? And
There is a gem appraiser's office in the middle section of the mine. It's marked on the map here, the appraiser. And that is where the location for the magical lamps that illuminate the mine is located, where you need to crank. There's a crank engine that needs to be reset in order to illuminate the rest of the mine. And then that is also a place you will need to go to move south with the collapsed tunnel to get towards the Jade Pits and then ultimately the temple. So it's a place you'll need to go eventually.
I feel like Penny is blind and can't see this one spot on the map. Can I get it pointed out?
Yep. So it is right in the center. I don't know if you can actually see it. So it's right in the center of the map, sort of in the center middle. It's right next to the sorting flats and the supply
Yeah.
sheds, right in the center there. So there's a little,
Okay, yeah. I see it.
there's
Yeah.
a little office that looks like a box cut into the
Yeah.
map. So that's where all the gems and various nuggets and things
Okay,
are.
cool.
Yeah.
I see.
Hogan
Kind of-
starts pointing on the map. He points to the mine entrance, and he's like, we started here. and then he starts tracing a line that has absolutely nothing to do with where we are. Basically, is going south, and we're right about here, and it's basically close to the infirmary. So
No.
we just need to go here, and then he goes right, the appraiser's office.
Aha.
Yeah, we're not anywhere near the infirmary, Hogan. No, you're
No,
reading.
we started here. He
No,
points again
no.
to mine entrance, and then he traces
Buddy.
down.
I'm just gonna take the map back, and so I show the map, and I'm just like, we're way up here with the north line.
Uh-huh.
We need to go all the way down to through the lines and then down to the appraise. That's where we have to be. We're nowhere near the infirmary, Hogan.
So
That's what I
yeah,
said.
I feel like this was really helpful in terms of finding a door. But beyond that, until we find a way to open the door, I feel like we should just like tuck this in the deal with it later category and
I mean, like,
head over to the appraiser.
I can pick the lock. That's no
But
problem.
we don't know where the lock is.
Yeah, but
There's no lock.
Yeah.
But sweetie, there isn't a lock.
Penny, I'm bored of this. Let's run down a random alleyway.
Okay, Maryl, do you want to go like up the shaft that we're at and like go fucking east, and then we'll hit the first south mine down?
Let's do it.
We go down shaft C.
Yep, you
Yeah.
want to go to shaft C?
Great.
I'm looking at the map, and I'm like, well, that's roughly where we need to go to get to the temple. 'Cause the
Neslia,
temple is
why
all
don't
that
we go
matters.
down shaft B? Okay, I feel like that might be a little bit more direct.
That's
Okay.
what I said.
Yeah, Chef B is good. We can do that.
I'm good with C.
I'm going to
Let's
follow
go
down
to
C as well.
I think
wanna
I'm just gonna like go go figure out and go investigate what's down C.
Let's do
Okay,
it.
so are we splitting the party? This is what I need to know.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
I think so.
Okay, so who is going down line B?
I am Neslia.
Neslia? Who's going with Neslia?
Gwennifer. Hogan, are you coming with us, or are you going with the other party?
I'm staying away from you.
I have the bagpipe of liquor, so he's coming with us.
Okay.
Yeah,
These
we're
are-
partying down shaft C.
I love partying with a shaft.
Down cock C. I mean shaft C.
All right. So we'll do B first. So we'll start with Neslia and Gwennifer. So you move down to this section of the line. Both of you give me a perception check.
Okay. Where's my perception? Oh, just +1. So 20, not natural.
Okay. Great. So you hear the sound of wings and some sort of like very high pitched, but many squeaky small voices as you start moving into this tunnel.
Ooh, interesting. What's that?
So I hear this too?
Yep. You hear it, and as soon as she points it out, you can hear it as well.
Okay, let's wait, Neslia, wait. Okay.
Why?
Can you just like let me cast detect magic first?
I guess so.
Okay, I'd like to ritual cast detect magic.
Sure, which will take you about a minute or something to cast. Yeah. Okay, so while you're setting up that ritual, we'll go over to C and then we'll come back. So for those of you that are hanging out in line C while this ritual is happening, you start heading down line C. Can all of you give me a perception check?
I got a 16 plus what's my modifier? Perception.
I got a 14.
14.
I got a 21. My
Okay.
perception's real good. Shit.
And Penny is probably good on perception, yeah?
So percepty.
Mm-hmm.
So perception.
I didn't
That's
realize I
perception.
needed to throw a perception too on it. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum. Oh, 19. Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah. Okay. So all of you, especially because you just experienced these creatures a couple of minutes ago, you all hear those squeaking sounds and the scrabbling sounds that you know immediately. There are rats in this tunnel, and they seem to be close to the center of the tunnel from what you can hear, and they seem very intense. You can hear sort of a ripping, tearing. They're eating something.
Oh, a
Does it-
body or
Yeah.
a food?
Now, since I cast this ritual, do I know if they have any kind of magic cast on them? Are they like magically enhanced or anything like that?
So you're in a different tunnel. So I will.
Okay, so this is
yeah.
not the same thing. Okay.
No.
Yeah. So this is actually good timing though. So you have all figured out fairly quickly. There are probably you can gather probably about 4 giant rats. They're eating something in the middle of the tunnel. And then let's go back to tunnel B. So Gwennifer, you're done casting the ritual. So you've cast detect magic. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So this effect washes out across the tunnel, and you see as it goes across the ceiling that it has an effect where seems to be moving over like a spiky section in the ceiling, but nothing in the tunnel lights up as magic specifically.
Right, but there is a trap. So
But there is a section in the center of the tunnel where the ceiling looks abnormal. Yes.
okay, Neslia, there's definitely something that's going to like fall on us or something in this.
Oh,
They've set it up. I really feel like they've set up a trap.
oh. I don't see anything. I just hear the little squeaky and the little flappies.
Yeah, I'm just nervous. So maybe we could like go a little bit slower. You don't have to run, okay, sweetie? You don't have
But
to
the
run.
temple is so close.
I
and we
know,
can get
but
there.
we're gonna get there faster if we're alive.
True. Okay, so you're going to continue into the tunnel a bit. Can both of you give me another perception check? And you do a perception check with advantage. Take the higher number because you've already done a sweep.
A soft 20.
Okay.
17.
Okay. There are a swarm of giant bats on the ceiling of this tunnel.
Okay, well,
Ooh.
not exactly a trap, but not great.
Look at their wings. Did you know about giant bats? And then I rattle off a bunch of information about giant bats.
So the noise on the ceiling gets louder as you're talking.
Yeah. But this is good information about bats.
Okay, we're going to pause here. We're going to go to tunnel C. So you have just figured out there's rats in the center of the tunnel. What would the three of you like to do? Oh,
I can
Mo,
see in the dark. So do I see everything or no?
You can,
I have dark vision as well, so I can see everything that's in front of me. But how far away are we from the rats?
10 feet.
Yeah, I
great.
can see it all.
So can I just like jump up a bit and let me do like a melee strike with my short sword?
Yeah, you can. So they haven't seen you yet. You have noticed them, so you can take an attack of opportunity before we roll initiative. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Or I can totally stay at the distance that I'm at, use my mage hand with my short sword and not even get any closer. Cool, let's do that. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
So the problem with mage hand is mage hand can only pick up and use objects that are 10 pounds. Your short sword will be too heavy. So it's good for like unlocking.
Really?
Yeah, it's good for like unlocking a dangerous door, but you can't fight with mage hand.
I'm gonna throw a cloud of daggers at them.
Wait. So you could have used Mage Hand to try to get that thing out of the water, and you just decided to jump in?
Okay. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Impulse motives.
Okay.
Awesome.
I see how it is.
I like chaotic.
Meryl will
energy.
remember that.
That's just
It's only
Meryl, you were casting Cloud of Daggers. Do you want to go ahead and let me know how that's going?
I'll cast Cloud of Daggers.
Okay.
Do I have to roll initiative, or do I have to roll anything before I cast it or no?
No, you can just go ahead and cast it. You saw them first.
I'm gonna cast it at second level, so I get an extra. I think it's 2. And yeah, an extra 2. So it's 9 so far.
Okay.
9 plus 8.
17.
17. Yeah, thank you. Oh my god.
Yes,
I just stared at it. 17.
So 17 points of damage?
Yeah.
So Cloud of Daggers has an area effect. Do you want to spread that damage out over a couple of creatures? Or do you want to do that all in one?
Wait, hold on. Am I going to get hit by this?
No,
No.
because I cast it over them. We're far enough away.
Okay, then we're fine.
Are they all within the 5 feet of each other eating?
Yeah, they've all clustered together. They're all eating clustered together, yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
so they won't all get 17 damage because they're all in the range of the spell.
Yeah, they all will.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, they're all gonna get hit with 17.
Can we see what they're eating?
Not quite yet. They're eating. That's clear that they're eating a body. You can see booted
It's
feet
bad.
at one end from what they're eating. Yeah, so that's going to do a decent amount of damage. It's going to alert them to your presence. So let's run through. So let's Hogan and Penny, if you'd like to respond, then go ahead, and then we'll initiative from there.
Hogan is going to use this opportunity to turn invisible.
Okay. Cool.
Just-
Okay. Nice. Okay, awesome. And Penny, what would you like to do?
I typically like to just like fuck shit up and attack, so I'd rather do that.
Go ahead. You can take a shot if you don't want to get closer. Like you can use your short bow.
Yeah. You said I'm within 10 feet or 5?
10 feet. Yep.
10 feet. Okay, yeah. Then I will use my short bow. And I don't get advantage on that. So I'm just going to roll that as a 14.
That will hit. They're not well armored.
Oh,
They're
fuck yeah.
Right.
Sweet. Okay, so my damage for that is going to be an 8. And then
Okay.
I get a bonus action. So can I do that again?
You can indeed.
Great. So my first is going to, it's going to be a 23. So that will hit. And then my damage will be a 8 again.
Okay, that'll kill one of the rats.
Yes.
Boom, boom. One of them is down. Perfect. Okay, so we'll roll initiative when we come back.
Yeah.
Let's go over to B. So let's go back to Neslia and Gwennifer. So you have discovered the bats. What would you both like to do?
Okay. I feel like the best way to do this is just to be real quiet, which means you can't tell me anything about the bats.
What? Are you whispering to yourself?
You can't tell me anything about the bats, okay?
Can I tell you after?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay, I can do that.
but not now.
I think I can do that.
Just be real quiet, okay?
Can out of nowhere they hear Maryl scream?
The tunnels run into each other at the end. So as the noise picks up, it's gonna have an impact. Yeah. Would either of you like to do anything before these creatures become aware of you?
Well, I mean, we're trying to make it so they
Sneaky.
don't.
Yeah.
Can we
know
kind of
this is-
stealth and try to stealth through?
If you both give me a stealth check, then we can see if you just want to walk right through them to the other end of the tunnel. No problem.
Very unfortunately, I have heavy armor, so I have disadvantage on this. And so
Fingers
try.
crossed. 2
does
nat
it
20s.
matter? Does it change anything that we are aware of what we're trying to sneak past and we're going slowly?
You can. Okay. So because you notice them in advance and you have disadvantage on stealth, you can roll this stealth check without disadvantage. It'll cancel it up to neutral, and then it will give Neslia a chance to roll with advantage because you don't have heavy armor, right? So let's do it that way.
Yeah. I got a nat 20.
Well,
Nice.
Batman,
I just melt into the darkness.
you get 1.
Like a stick of butter.
Nice. Okay. All right. Okay.
Amazing.
So
You're both gonna make it
So I,
past this.
I find that that's actually very, very ironic. I love that. So can I describe how I get my net 1?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. So Neslia just straight through the tunnel to the other end. No problem. Silent as the night. Whatever
so
happens to you.
So then I see that she's just like immediately left, and then I'm like, oh shit, she's the one with dark vision. Right. Okay. And I like start to like paw my feet forward a little bit at a time.
I'm like watching this, like, what
Yeah.
are you?
And I kind of forgot that I used detect magic to realize that there were bats ahead of me, and I didn't actually use my eyes. So I just fully trip in enormous heavy anger. It's like, and like echoing everywhere. It's
Hey.
a whole mess.
I'm supposed to be quiet?
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
So the bats are gonna. So now we would have been to initiative. So the bats are gonna come for you. So the swarm of bats is going to drop itself off the ceiling. They're going to come for you. Let's see.
Yeah,
I'll just
but
go.
I feel like that's probably where we gotta stop, huh?
We're getting close. Yeah, we're getting close. So we'll resolve these 2 tunnel encounters, and then we'll wrap this up.
Okay,
Cool.
so we'll have time for that. Okay.
Yes. Okay, one of those attacks is a nat 20. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oof.
Do they have any? Okay, yeah, that's good.
At
They
least none of
just
my
have a-
attacks hit you.
They just have a bite attack.
Okay.
You're going to take 11 points of piercing damage from the swarm,
That's
from
how you
many small, tiny bat bites.
That's how you get rabies.
Or superpowers.
That's true. All right. So what we'll do is we'll resolve this as we come back. So let's go over to the rats in C. So we're in line C. So let's roll initiative for rat attack here.
Mo's vape died. Just give them a second.
Yeah. Oh, good.
I got a 3.
I got a rock.
I got a 22.
Okay.
Show off.
I know.
Okay. And then Penny, give me your initiative roll when you're ready.
Oh, sorry. Oh, fuck. A 5.
Okay. I thought I should work out perfectly.
I forgot a 10. My initiative modifier. We're good.
Okay. So that's going to bring us to the first rat, who's going to take a bite at Maryl. So let's see how this goes.
Poor Maryl.
Sorry.
I've been bitten before.
Yeah, the time I bit you doesn't count.
It's my love language.
Okay, physical touch. I get it.
Does a 13 hit your armor class?
Dead on.
Okay. 6 points of piercing damage from a giant rat bite.
Okay.
Woof.
And then it's your turn. So Meryl, please go ahead.
22 health. Okay. Did they scatter or are they still in like the same place?
No, they were having a feast. They're going nowhere currently. They are not afraid of you. They are mad that you interrupted their chow down.
Well, I have one more second level spell slot, and if we're going all out and we're resting when we're gone, I'm gonna do Cloud of Daggers again.
Okay, go for it.
So, okay. Oh shit! What is that? Oh, thank God it fell. It went to a 4. Okay. 1 second. Let me get my fat head out of here. All right, 4, 6, 2 more. 11 damage.
Okay, that will kill the rat that you are fighting.
Hey!
So you cloud it, and it makes this terrible squeaking noise as it's just like repeatedly stabbed to death.
I thought they were all together still.
They've now come at each of you. So we killed one of them, and they've each come at one of you. So you're now close.
Oh, okay, cool. Check.
Yeah. You killed their friend, so they now are paying attention to you, which works. Okay, so this brings us to the rat that is closest to Penny. So let's see. How does this?
How close am I?
It's gonna leap at you, and they're relatively fast. So does a 16 hit your armor class?
Oh yeah.
Okay. 3 points of piercing damage from that rat bite, and it's your turn.
Oh, that's not that bad. Okay, cool. Since they're close enough, can I slash at them a couple of times with my short sword?
Yeah, you can attack twice with your short sword if you'd like to.
Cool. So first one's going to be a 22, and the second one's going to be a 26.
Both of those will hit.
Great. So the first damage is going to be an 8, and the second is going to be a 9.
That kills that rat.
Yay.
So you stab that. Then we've got this third rat that's going to come for Hogan. Does a 12 hit your armor class?
It does not, but I'm
Okay.
also invisible right now.
Yes, right. That's right. So so you are going to get the rat is like and doesn't know where to go. So then that brings us to you. You're invisible. You can attack with advantage. What would you like to do?
I'm going to try and attack. First one, I'm going to try to punch it. Yeah, that doesn't hit.
Punch it.
And that also doesn't hit. So then I'm going to use my bonus attack now that I'm visible again.
Nice.
I just basically blinked out of existence and then came back, like, punch, punch. Missing this rat at every opportunity, and a third time, and then my last bonus action on my second attack.
How much of my bagpipe have you drank?
And another 2.
Okay. Not happening today. That's okay. So we've got
All
one.
4.
Nice. That's great. You know, they're dexterous little fuckers for as spiny as they are. So let's go. So let's go over to tunnel B. Actually, let's resolve this. We have one rat left. I'm going to give Maryl and Penny a chance to attack it. We'll see how this
I'm gonna
goes.
kill it.
And then
Probably
Yeah.
for the best.
Yeah.
Hogan's dead weight.
I'm gonna use my longsword.
go ahead.
And that's what D. I do a D20, right?
D8?
To see.
D20 for attack, D8 for damage.
Yeah.
Okay. I got +1. I got 13.
That will exactly hit. Yes.
Okay, and then D8. Oh, 7.
Okay, did not like that very much. It's not dead, but it is not in fighting shape anymore.
You got it, Pan. Come on,
Penny?
Pan.
Okay, perfect. I mean, I have fucking 2 attacks, so let's do a double fucking short sword on this cunt. First is going to be a 13.
That will
Second
exactly
is
hit.
going to be a 17.
Okay, roll your damage.
Great. So damage, we're going to roll 2d6 plus 3 for damage, and that's going to be a 14 total.
Okay, that'll definitely kill this thing. And so the rats go quiet. And then at the end of the tunnel, because you all have dark vision, you see this swarm of bats just like flying out the end of the tunnel next to you and crossing over the tunnel in front and taking off for another section of the mine with all the squeaking and flapping that comes with. So the 3 of you are now standing in a tunnel with 4 dead rats and a corpse. And Neslia, you're at the end of the tunnel. And Gwennifer, you are in the dirt. Having been bitten repeatedly, but the bats have left the tunnel for now. All right. So now that's gotten a
Has
little.
anyone
Okay.
looted the body?
I was just gonna say, can I loot the body? All right.
You go ahead and do
Can
an
you
investigation
loot the
check on the body. Yeah. So go ahead, roll an investigation check, Neslia. I'll give you a chance to check on Gwennifer. While we're
I got 21.
Yeah.
Cool.
My investigation is 18.
Okay.
Mine's 21.
So yeah, so this is the body of a miner. They're dressed in miner's garb. He's wearing an explorer pack. You can surmise based on the extra things that are attached to his kit that he was potentially one of the miners that went in to investigate the goings on in the temple. He seems to have been killed from a blast of what seems to be fire or fire magic. The back of his uniform is burnt away, sort of exposing the charred flesh of his back. He seems to have been hit in the back while running. Yeah. He seems to have been hit in the back by this blast while running north up the tunnel.
Okay.
Ooh.
How do you make his shoulders look so good?
Well, mine. that is
Meryl,
what's
stop
going
trying to hit on the dead.
I have necromancy. Just kidding.
So let's go over to. Yeah, that's true. So let's go over to Neslia and Gwennifer. You'll get a chance to chat. The tunnel's now empty. What would you like to do?
Okay,
Oh, is it empty?
I'm gonna go and try to help her up, and as I'm doing that, I am now like vomiting information at her about giant bats, giant
I
bat
got real scared
bites.
for a second.
Like, I'm just like, okay. And so when you get bitten by a giant bat, this is like I am just rattling off information because it's like a cork has been, and I'm just picking her up and I'm like, so what we need to do is, and I'm trying to lead her out of the tunnel.
Right.
All right.
I'll definitely do that next time.
Perfect. So the 2 of you are sort of wandering out the end of Tunnel B, and the other 3 of you have sort of started making your way throughout the end of Tunnel C. The miner doesn't have anything particularly value other than what has been issued to him as a kit, and most of it has been through better, you could imagine. The explorer's pack is missing several pieces, including the sledgehammer and a large coil of rope, and all of the vials of healing potions are empty. So you all end up in this larger section in the mine, and as you get to the end of these 2 tunnels, you can see that the bats have moved off to the west-hand side south again and have cleared out, and you now enter this very large cavernous space that is much more industrial than any other part of the mine that you've been in. So right in front of you, you can see a section where refuse large black iron carts have been piled up on the east wall. There seems to be mess tables or eating tables in the center here. At the back of the wall, there's a section that's labeled supply sheds and a variety of other pieces. And around the corner, you can see the barred windows. The appraiser's office seems to be a large iron box that has been built into the inside of the mountain and has barred windows and a large iron door that leads into that section. But you're now in this much more open section. It's been abandoned for about a week since the miners were ordered to leave. And so there's sort of refuse and evidence of use, but not in the last while. And this opens you up into a space. Would you like to investigate anything here before we sort of wrap?
Absolutely. Is there anything that's of value that I can steal before the others get to it?
The only thing of value that you can see from where you're standing are the gem and gold pieces that you can see through the window of the appraiser's office.
Cool. I have an advantage check where I can shift swiftly to places faster than most people. Can I scurry to that table and just take those things and put them into my side bag?
So you can look through the window to the appraiser's office, but the door is locked and the window is barred.
I'm with Penny. Can I use heat metal on the window to melt the bars away?
I was gonna say, can I use thieves' tools to pick the axe or pick the
lock?
Sorry.
So as the two of you are looking through the window at these, there are large chests of gold and gems. They've been sort of organized into buckets of rubies and emeralds and other pieces, and large chests of gold that have all been organized. You can see that things have been tagged and numbered, and there are shipments that have been packaged in the corner. This is quite a well-organized space. Okay. There are jeweler's tools all over the tables, and as you're looking through the window, looking at the unbelievable amount of treasure in this room, a section in the center of the room opens, and then teeth emerge. And then
it's a mimic!
And then a large creature exits the earthenware floor. It looks like this.
Oh my god.
Turns to the nearest...
Why is this almost exactly what I was picturing?
It turns to the nearest chest of gold nuggets, picks it up effortlessly. This should be incredibly heavy. Picks it up effortlessly, tosses it up into the air. It falls into its open mouth, and it chews on it excitedly before turning to the next chest. There's a Zorn in the appraiser's room, and it's eating all of your treasure, and we're going to leave it there.
Oh, you man.
Hogan exhales the most.
Getting hurt. Okay, that's important.
Hogan exhales the most disapproving
Penny
exhale
throws everything that she's holding to the ground and says, "Ya cunts."
Yeah, so this thing engulfs an entire chest of gold nuggets, and then turns and reaches for the next one, and that is where we'll pick it up.
Sits on the ground, pouts like a child, and drinks out of their fucking bagpipes.
Yes.
Cheers.
So cheers. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to our audience. We're gonna close the broadcast, and we'll put up the event for part 2 of the Graveley Highlands in the next 2 weeks. So we will talk to you all soon.
That was so much fun. Bye.